You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
You're watching Martin County football on The Sports Objective. Tune in all season long as play-by-play voice Dave Richmond and former Williamston High School head coach and Eastern North Carolina legend Harold Robinson bring you all the action. Send us your comments throughout the game on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on social media at The Sports OBJ on X, at The Sports Objective on Instagram and TikTok. Like and follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now let's go out to the stadium. Here's the voice of Martin County football, Dave Richmond.
A new era for Martin County football. My name is Dave Richmond, the voice of Martin County football, and what a legend right beside me. When I thought about doing this project, I said I got to bring in Coach Harold Robinson. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing fine, David, and you're right. It's a new era. There are numbers out on the field, and they're numbers like 51. And, I haven't seen those numbers in years.
So excited. I know you had a chance. I've seen the practices. I know you got a chance to see the scrimmage of this team. First-year head coach Mike Sartain is very happy because of that very thing, the numbers. And the guys, from what I heard last Friday night, Coach, at the Jamboree in Tarboro, a number of teams there, what I've heard from the local media is the fact that Williamston, being now Martin County football, can score a lot of points.
Yeah, they can, and they will. And I'm looking at a quarterback warm-up. They got some receivers, and they got arms. And looking at North Pitt, I tell you, they got their hands full tonight.
No doubt about it. C.J. Wilson, of course, the guy you know very well, the defensive lineman, stand out, went on the NFL, one of the best in the Skip Holtz era, and now he's second-year head coach here at North Pitt.
Yes, he played in the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. And I tell you, he played at Northside.
That's right.
And
Beaufort County.
Yeah. And we were long-time rivals with the Northside. And
no doubt. I had a question for you, Coach. As obviously you had, this is the first game of the season for Mike Sartain. And what do you, as a coach, I know this is an exciting time for the coaches and players, but you don't want your players to be too up right now to get any kind of penalties, make any mistakes. What are you telling them right now before the game?
Well, I never really felt like we were in shape until school started.
Okay.
Because, you know, David, it's a whole another routine.
Right.
And so he's probably not telling them, as a young coach, he's probably not telling them that they need to win this game. They need to be competitive on both sides of the ball. But he's not really telling them to win the game.
Right, and you make a great point because last year we have, of course, Riverside, and you have South Creek, now a brand new era. Two teams coming together. Have you experienced that before with having consolidation? I didn't think you did. This is a new animal for us.
It's a new animal, and I saw a scene, McGill,
right,
at the Washington scrimmage, and he says he just drives the buses back and forth. And so those kids have got to be worn out. And
this time of the year, you're tired of hitting against each other.
Yeah.
You're ready to hit a real competition and not the inter-scrimmages and inter-squad scrimmages. It's really exciting. By the way, Coach, you made a great point. Someone that's kept up a field a long time ago. A few weeks back, it was very unfortunate, very upsetting. Those of us love football and love sports, somebody vandalized they vandalized the field. That's one of the first things you said to me is how beautiful the field is. And you got to give kudos to Mike Goddard, the AD, and all the people here. They've been great to us to work with, but also looking at this field, very happy for these players.
Ryan Meadows does take care of the field. He's the old baseball coach.
Okay.
And he's done a great job. I tell you.
You would never know anything happened?
No.
And I was curious to see how things were going to be tonight, and we're here. Beautiful night for football. Anytime's great for football. I coach, as far as the weather, people have been complaining to me. I guess, do you really care if it's really hot or really cold outside?
No, you don't. It's football.
Right.
And who wins, who blocks and tackles and is in shape, they're going to win. And you ask me two objectives: defense and the kicking game.
Right. Because you know that we're going to, for Martin County football, people that are tuning in right now, we are going to score the points. And I told Charles, one of the things for me is I got two questions for you. How do we get better on defense to stop people? That's one of the things that's coming into the season. And the second question I'm going to ask you is, last year we went 11-2 for the season. Both losses were to Tarboro. We have mucho respect for Coach Craddock, what he said at Tarboro High School. Yeah. How do you climb that mountain? And, Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. How do we become the man, Coach?
Well, you got to beat him. We beat him in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s. And, but, you got to win the first one unless you can, you got to finish with the winning season.
That's right.
And you got to win the first game. And
that's what we have tonight. We got to focus on that one. I knew you were going to tell me that as a coach. The coach is always in you. And North Pitt is our opponent right now. Obviously, Martin County football. Very excited to be with you. By the way, I want to give a shout out to our good friend Charles Smith, who's our on-site producer coach, and he is going to do something interesting that you and I are old dogs, or I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
But we've got now where we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So we're going to have people that can, if they want to give you a shout out and say hello, or maybe to me, I don't know why they would, but I know they will to Coach. You can do that tonight. And also, if you want to be a part of the broadcast, as far as supporting our broadcast, a sponsor, you can do so. Just simply you can send us money Cash App wise. And that is the cash tag TSO Sports. And that's how we'll get some additional sponsors. We're working on that right now. And Coach, before we get started with the game tonight, we're going to talk a couple times about it. On Sunday, you have a huge event in Williamston, and I would love a lot of people to come out. I didn't know it until you told me. I didn't know you wrote a book. I'm behind the times.
We've sold over 300 copies of that book, and it's a collection of my articles that's sent to the Washington Daily News.
Great paper.
And the Historical Society has invited me and my wife to the signing at E.J. Hayes Sunday the 20th. And so we're going to be signing books.
That's 2 to 4, right?
2 to 4.
I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you at E.J. Hayes Alumni Association. That building is legendary. And I tell you what, speaking of legends, we saw here, Dink Mills is here tonight. I want to give him a shout out. Coach Mills, and I tell you what, if you want, for people that don't know about Williamston, I'm sure a lot of you do that are listening tonight on YouTube and Facebook. There's a lot of wins between you and Coach Mills. I can't count that high. You guys, I don't want to ever play against you, either one of you, as a coach or a player, because you guys won championships and you won a lot of games.
Yeah, we did.
And Coach, looking at this by the way, the new uniform, I want to get your thoughts on that. I know Martin County football, people have been asking that question, so I'll let everybody know. We're not going to have a mascot until the two schools, being South Creek and Riverside, merge, whenever that officially happens to the schools. So it's always going to be right now branded Martin County football. That M on that helmet reminds me a lot of Mississippi State, Coach.
It reminds me of the Marshall.
Marshall, yes.
Yeah. And reason they're saying, I played against that team that plane crash
in 1970.
70,
November
79.
14th.
Yeah.
And very sad thing is, in fact,
Yeah.
East Carolina Marshall plays, that's the home opener, as you know, for East Carolina. And that'll be on September the 9th, the home opener for East Carolina. Of course, they're playing in the big house. You got any thoughts? Let me ask you this. How in the world do you beat Jim Harbaugh? I'm putting you on the spot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Coach Frankie Johnson says, hello, Coach Robinson, and congrats on your book.
Yeah. Thank you, Frank.
All right. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. I can't wait. We're going to sell you some more books this year, Coach. No doubt about it on Sunday and all throughout. We'll be with you all season long as we follow Martin County football. Next week, we're going to be home at the house that Harold built. In fact, Coach doesn't like me saying that, but that's what I always call it, in the swamp. I told you at pregame before we went on that the late, great Ed Farnell, retired principal for Williamston way back, he took me and my dad to came in 1985 when we first moved there, right behind the old KFC where you're playing. My freshman year in 87, not to get too personal, but that's when our stadium opened up, and I hope one day they name the stadium after you. I've been saying that for a long time. I know you're humble. I know you're a humble person, but you worked really hard to get that scoreboard, and that field was awesome, and still you leave a legacy.
The NC State scoreboard.
I was getting ready to ask you about that.
Yeah.
How did you pull that one off? Can you? Is a story you can tell?
Dick Knox called me from the North Carolina High School Athletics Association and said, "You're building a new stadium, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, we need a scoreboard."
At this time, if you'll please turn your attention to
I
midfield.
called you for that reason.
All of our guests, please stand and remove your headphones.
And NC State's getting
of our national anthem.
one of theirs.
All right, hang on 1 second as we do the national anthem real quick. We'll come back to that story.
Presenting the colors this evening, and under the leadership of Captain Eric Bro and First Sergeant Christopher Smith, are members of the North Pitt High School ROTC program.
Yeah.
They are Cadet Winborn, Cadet Lopez,
you know my son is a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Cadet Field,
TJ
and
told
Cadet Hardy.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about your dad. Sorry to hear about your dad. I'm sorry.
And our great
Yeah.
Thank you. Currently at midfield are tonight's officials, including referee Sean Wilder, umpire Greg.
Coach has got the brother
linesman
of C.J. Wilson up here now.
Line judge Brian
Amos
Porter,
Wilson, and your son, Famous Wilson, is quarterback number 2, right? All right. So I love his Pirate ECU stuff going on there. Appreciate you very much, and go Pirates.
Absolutely go Pirates.
All right, we're getting ready to have the toss. We have the captains for both North Pitt and Martin County football meeting there in the middle, and let's see if my old man eyesight, maybe Charles Smith can help us as well. They're shaking hands right now, and one of the great things about sportsmanship, Coach, one of my favorite things is to see the captains shaking hands, and that's what we're here about. We're playing a football game, but we're all remember that we're here to have good sportsmanship, not only the fans, but also players and coaches. If not, it can get ugly, and that's what the worst part of our sports, if you will. All right, coin flip. There was a toss. And the referee, we're seeing he's talking to, looks like Martin County. All right, so let's see, the referee's official. They deferred a second half. So that'll be so North Pitt will get the ball first. All right. So we'll have, in fact, your Martin County football moving left to right here.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
They deferred to the second half.
Frankie Jackson has a question.
All right, Frankie Jackson. How good is North Pitt this year, and are they better on offense and defense? Frankie says, "Go Pirates." Of course, we love East Carolina. We all have that in common, but Frankie Jackson asking that.
Mm-hmm.
They're better on offense because C.J. Wilson's nephew, famous Amos.
There you go. I love it.
He's a quarterback.
Number 2, and I know you said their backs. The number 44.
Number 44
is somebody to watch
back
out for.
CJ has tried to build a culture of.
He's one to do it, Coach. He's been great at all levels.
He's got 3 coaches that have played at East Carolina.
Our very own coach, before I forget, somebody that you and I both think a lot of, Bubba Rosenbaum is part of our team. He's going to be with us at halftime.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bubba's going to be part of the NCHSAA scoreboard, and we'll have scores all across the state. He's keeping up for us. So thank you, Bubba, back in the TSO studios. There's so many elements of the show that we have to have people where we can do the broadcast and they can help us out. It's a lot of people behind the scenes, so we appreciate everybody helping us out tonight.
This is a part of the game that nobody appreciates.
Well, tell me about that.
The kicking game is such an important part of the game, and it's a big element. There are 2 objectives: defense and the kicking game.
Right.
And all of my former players, I told them that.
All right. In fact,
over
Coach,
and over again.
We thought it was left to right. They've actually switched the players now. And Martin County football getting ready to kick off right to left, where we hear your 50-yard seats all season long right here on the Sports Objective for Martin County football. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that reminder, the reminder bell, if you will. And that way you can know anytime that Coach and I are broadcasting games, but it'll be every Friday night. In fact, next Friday night, we're home and hosting Aiden Grifton next week, Coach. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Paul Cornwell's done a good job there. And he's been back awful for 2 years, but he's back.
Good to be back, and certainly with a lot of legendary coaches. Here we go. The 2023 season is getting ready to be underway. And the kick is up. And it's going back, and there is North Pitt, number 11, carrying from left to right. And he is tackled. Let's see If I can see that, a lot of players there.
Returns to opening kickoff to about the 22-yard line. It will be first down
23.
10 Panthers.
All right, first down and 10 for the Pitt, for North Pitt, for the Panthers.
Somewhere around the 22.
And they'll have first down and 10. Coach here, the defense, as you see, for Martin County football set.
They're lining up in 10 personnel.
Okay. There with the one back.
Yeah.
And number 2, famous Amos Wilson. I love that, Coach.
Yeah.
As he lines up in a shotgun. All right. Snap. Handoff. And the running back, as we talked about, is that number 40? No, that's not 44. Oh, there's a flag on the play.
First down run goes for about 5 yards. There is a flag on the play.
As you heard, 5-yard run there. We'll see what the call is from our referee.
Sometimes you catch the tail end of the play. The officials catch the tail end.
Personal foul.
Yeah.
Personal foul
Personal
against
foul
North
against
Pitt. That'll mark them back 15 yards.
Send the Panthers backwards.
So that 5-yard game, and I know as a coach, that's got to frustrate you, Coach.
Yeah, it is frustrating.
Because you had you're on first down, you get nice yards, you get half of what you need, and now you pin yourself back.
Yeah. And
okay, they were throwing the flag back to the referee. But here we go as we set down, and that's going to be 11:46 left here in the first quarter. No score. North Pitt having the ball. Snap. And that's a handoff to the right side. Number 13 for North Pitt. And he keeps on going. Make that number 23. Nice little gain. So they had the 15-yard penalty, but got a lot of that yardage back, Coach.
Yep, and they did. And you got to run the football.
Line will be a first down Panther.
Well, that's one thing. If you can't, as your good friend Rick Smith said one time on radio, he said, if you can't run the ball and you can't stop anybody, then you're probably going to lose the game.
So, Rick Smith's a good one.
I think a lot of, Coach, just like the two of y'all are like two peas in a pod. All right, snap again from famous Wilson. And nice play there. Looks like on defense for Martin County football. Tackled them in the backfield there, Coach. And the defense, what are you telling your team right now?
Stop on the backfield.
You're telling them to watch.
44.
They've stopped
Down and 19. So
the running game, and they're gonna throw the ball now.
And so we got second down and 19. You don't really have much of a choice, do you, Coach? All right, and here we go. The snap to Wilson. Handoff again to the right side. Number 23. He's got a lot of yardage, Coach. He's running and finally brought down at about the 48-yard line.
That run will take the ball
just shy of midfield.
46-yard line will be another first down Panthers.
First down for the Panthers. So they've already got a few first downs here. I think that's the third one off the top of my head. Bubba back in TSO Studios is our math guy, along with Charles Smith, our on-site engineer. They're a lot better than math, and maybe you, Coach, but not me. And we're waiting for the snap here from famous Wilson, number 2. Of course, the nephew of C.J. Wilson. Snap and handoff now. And it is stopped there right up the middle, Coach.
Yeah. The Panthers continue to keep the ball on the ground.
You got to feel sorry for Martin County.
The 2nd and 3.
And I feel sorry for their coach, Mike Sartain. And you stick it right down your throat.
Yeah, and you can't stop them. So here we are. All right, second down and 2, 9:41 left in the first quarter. No score, North Pitt and Martin County football. Had a lot of people, Coach, said they want to know the score a lot, so we're going to do that tonight. Handoff to number 9. Let's see, and he cuts back to the left and then the right and moves all the way down. Another big run, Coach. That's how you control the game.
First down run for the Panthers.
How you control that clock is by running the football. You were great at it as a coach, and C.J. Wilson's taking a page from your book.
Yep, and he's taking a page from his old coach, Bing Mitchell.
Do that. that line, the defensive line, really having lots of problems for Martin County. And number 2 here, Famous Wilson, the quarterback, waiting to snap the football. There he goes, snaps the football to the left side. The number 11 keeps running and running. And it's all the way down 15-yard line, it looks like. The sun is right in my eyes, Coach, so forgive me.
15-yard run for the Panthers. Be first and goal.
It's hard to believe, but it's just like that. They're already first and goal, Coach. 8:51 left on the clock. E.R. McNair Field here at North Pitt High School in Bethel. A beautiful night for high school football. Thank you for joining us, Coach Robinson and myself.
Mr. McNair was assistant principal here.
And handoff, but not much there, Coach, is one of the Martin County football players. Tackles in the back, loss of 4 there in the backfield. That's one time the defensive line.
2nd and 15 on the 19-yard line.
Looks like it's a
timeout by the Panthers.
Timeout by C.J. Wilson. And
North Pitt Athletics' largest sponsor is the Country Mart.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in. By the way, if you want to help us out this year, a new way that you can do so is hashtag TSO Sports, and you can donate to our show.
To support the North Pitt Athletic Program.
We appreciate everybody doing that. And we'll have, if you have any comments, questions for Coach, maybe you want to ask him what he wants to do on this play right here, or you want to say hello, you can do so. He's got a big book signing 2 to 4 on Sunday afternoon at the E.J. Hayes Alumni Association. What a great place. And we're very excited. The Martin County Historical Society bringing you there. And I hope that we can sell a lot of books for Coach. You're already doing great. 300 books.
We sold over 300 books and got a shipment in a day of 100.
On Wednesday mornings in the gym prior to the bell.
We'll have to keep it going for you.
We got 100 books. And Hope Robinson Palmer wants to see me up there selling Christmas presents.
All right.
For Christmas.
Well, a good friend of mine, and obviously your daughter and my classmate. One of the best. You have 3 great kids, Coach, and obviously Hope, think a lot of her. I know she's listening tonight. Hope, thank you so much for listening and letting your dad be with us every Friday night. All right, we're back on the field. Famous Wilson is there. 2 backs beside him.
That's 20 personnel.
20 personnel, yep. Right through the middle. 2nd down and 15, so we'll have that's about half. They got about half of it, didn't they? It looks like about 2nd and make that 3rd and 8, Coach, coming up. We'll see how many. It'll be nice when we have these fall nights where the sun is already down. It'll be a lot easier to see the football, but we're going to do our very, very best here. All right, so back at 20 personnel, as Coach said. We got shotgun formation for number 2, Famous Wilson. The snap, he gives it to number 9. He first cut left, then right, and a group of Martin County players tackle, but there's a flag. We've got penalty on the play.
Flag down on the play.
Coach, already 2 flags for this drive for
that's got to be holding.
I was going to ask you that. Another thing, looks like there's a lot of talk between the 2 teams. I guess it's that kind of thing where you've been hitting against your own players, and now you get your first true test of the season, the opening game. Some opening jitters, maybe, Coach?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly, David.
3rd down and 8, 7:45. No score here at North Pitt. Martin County football here next week. Of course, we're at home and hosting Aiden Grifton. Airtime will be 6:40 with Coach and I, Charles Smith and Bubba Rosenbaum in the TSO studios. So make sure you do that. Coach C.J. Wilson is on the field talking to his players. He's trying to figure out what's going on. The referees, Coach, and the officials are all together. So they're
just going to be offsetting penalties.
Okay.
Probably.
That's why they're trying to decipher and
They
figure that
sent
out.
one of Martin County's kids off and sent one of North Pitt's off.
Okay. Personal foul against North Pitt.
Yes.
They're going to move it 15 yards.
A personal foul against North Pitt.
Okay, so just North Pitt. I thought they were like you, Coach. I thought they were offsetting penalties. Marking that back 15 yards. So that's one of the storylines for this game early, Coach, is just when you think there's a lot of momentum for North Pitt, they have these silly penalties that as a coach, I know I said earlier, it drives you crazy, but the coaching you it's got to be killing you right now.
Yeah, it does. It breaks your heart.
They went from 3rd down and 8, Coach, to now 3rd down and 23 with 7:45. They had 1st and goal now all the way back. Let's see, that's a 25-yard line? Yeah, 25-yard line for North Pitt is where they're marking off everything. And now
4th down.
4th down and 23, that's right.
Line.
Wow, let's see what they're going to do here. I assume they're going to do a play and not even punt it here at the 25. All right, North Pitt lines up. Famous Wilson getting ready to get the snap. 20 formation right now. Snap is up. He's going to pass. The pass is up, and they're throwing a flag. That's going to be passive interference. Number 1.
Pass interference.
Pass interference on number 1. Is that 1 or 7? 7. I beg your pardon. 7 for Martin County football. So forgive us. We're trying really hard to get our the rosters. So we're doing our very best. It's definitely our first game, as you can maybe tell for me, not for Coach. He's a legend when it comes to being on the sideline and certainly behind the mic. But pass interference, now if you're Martin County football, you're Coach Sartain, you're upset because we don't know necessarily he would catch that pass.
Illegal man downfield.
And the penalty's offset. It's going to be a legal man downfield.
Legal man downfield for North Pitt and pass interference on
Wow.
Martin County.
Wow. So still 4th down.
We will replay 4th down.
Man, a break it looks like for Martin County, don't you think, Coach?
Yeah.
Martin County football got a huge break there, as that would have been automatic 1st down. And here we go. 4th down and 23. 7:22 on the clock. First quarter, no score, North Pitt and Martin County. 20 formation right now as Amos Wilson waits for the snap. It looks like illegal. Yep.
Illegal substitute.
Another
formation.
Illegal procedure.
Procedure, yep.
On 15.
Number 15. How many? This is the 5th or 6th penalty already in the first drive. But again, we talked about jitters for that first game.
Yeah.
You expect that, don't you, Coach? That the kids are going to be a little nervous and anxious to do that. So now it's 4th down, and is that 28? Well, it says 4th and 25, but should be a 5-yard penalty. But anyways, 4th down and way long. Snap to Wilson, and he's moving around to his right. He's moving, and he throws it up, and it is out of the end zone. Boy, oh boy, that could have been, if he had more real estate, that could have been trouble. But Martin County dodges a major bullet, Coach. Major bullet.
Yes, it does.
7:13 left in the first quarter. Appreciate you listening to Martin County football all season long.
Stop by any day, not including Monday, for great Southern cooking.
No score right now, Coach. 7:13. Now we're going to see Mike Sartain and his offense, and it's you saw it in Washington last Wednesday, I believe, a week ago Wednesday. Yeah. High-power offense. Mike Sartain, for people that don't know, is originally from the Fayetteville area. I know he's had some coaching stops and strength and conditioning experts. So that's what you expect if you're from Martin County, is to have someone that knows what they're doing in the weight room like you.
Yeah, he was a strength assistant at Chapel Hill, but he's been in East Carteret and West Carteret.
All right, the snap for first one, a nice move for number 1 for Martin County.
Tavon Lee on the quarterback keeper for a gain of 6.
6 yards. All right, 6 yards. So nice scamper there for right up the middle, Coach.
Yeah.
And a nice play there, I guess, for the quarterback.
It was Old Navy play.
Right up the middle.
Yeah. Fullback follow.
All right, so 2nd down and 4, 6:43 left in the first quarter. No score as we have here the home team, North Pitt, the away team, Martin County football. You can listen to Martin County football all season long right here. They're lining up to the line of scrimmage. 10 formation. And there it is. It looks like an option. No, he's keeping the ball number 1. And he's a nice little athlete, Coach, as he keeps running.
He's a good athlete.
Keeps the ball on the option for a 10-yard gain.
10-yard gain, Coach. He has 16 yards in 2 plays. How about that?
They talk about Ollie Shepard, who went to school with you.
Mm-hmm.
But this kid going to win a lot of ball games.
Well, a very exciting future for Mike Sartain, first-year head coach. Again, no score, 6 minutes in the first quarter. Live here from North Pitt. And Martin County football lining up the scrimmage. And we'll see if they can play without any penalties. We'll see here. Handoff. Moving right to left. Left side, getting a little bit of room there. And there were a lot of Panthers there, Coach, just to cut him off at that corner. So it would be 2nd down and 8 coming up. It looks like maybe 2nd and 7.
Martin County's got speed, David.
You know, and you can't teach speed, can you, Coach? You told me that a long, long time ago when I was a teenager.
You can't.
You told me that when I was a teenager.
Speed kills on 2 places, highway and the football field.
Absolutely. Well said. And we're lining back up to the line of scrimmage now. Snap. Fake handoff and a pass to the wide receiver, incomplete.
That's an incomplete pass. We'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
It didn't look like he was going to get a lot of yardage anyway, as there were a lot of 2 or 3 Panthers over there, Coach, on that right side, on the away side where Martin County football is. We're on the home side. Here with you tonight. So excited to be with you, Coach. A dream come true to be able to do high school football with such a legend, a Hall of Famer, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Hall of Famer, Harold Robinson. I'm just lucky to be here in the stands. I got a legend to my left, and Sir Charles, as he's taking all your comments tonight on social media, on YouTube. And we're here, back to the line of scrimmage. Snap. The pass is complete, and a 1st down for Martin County football, and then some. Over that right side, that away side, Coach.
3rd down pass picks up about 15.
15 yards.
That side nearest the bench.
That was a great pass.
It was.
Great pass. He faked me out. I didn't see that one coming there. But as you said, great athletes for Martin County football, a bright future. And we'll talk about the middle school here in a second as Martin County football is coming back to the line of scrimmage. We got some people that want to say hello to you, Coach. We'll do that in a second. Snap. Handoff. Oh, man, the speed. You talked about the speed. It looks like there's a penalty on the play. Number 2, I think it's going to be holding. We'll see about that, Coach. Number 2.
There's another flag on the play.
He got a few yards on the play, but, yep. We're going to have, it looks like holding, right?
Yeah.
So we're just talking about how good we would do, and we already have 1 penalty for 10 yards already. You can't, if you're playing a great program like North Pitt, Coach, you can't have that.
You can't make a mistake.
They're going to have to play perfect, not close enough to perfect. I know there's not.
Yeah.
And the coach and you is going to say, David, there's no such thing as perfect football, but close enough to perfect, right, to beat a C.J. Wilson team. Obviously, we think a lot of C.J. and all that he did for East Carolina, Northside. And, of course, you talk about the Panthers with the Super Bowl. I mean, what a legend. And
he played with the Packers.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers. He was the last man selected in the draft.
Great one, too, that defensive line under Coach Holtz. All right, there was a pass there on the left side to number 11. He cuts back to the right side, trying to make some room, but
pass to the left side. Gain of about what? Going to make it
second down and 19 coming up. 4 minutes to go on the clock running, Coach, here at E.R. McNair Field and here at North Pitt High School. Beautiful night. And by the way, the middle school, if you don't know, Coach, is undefeated the last 2 seasons for Martin County football. So Coach Floyd, he shook our hand right before we went on the air. Coach Floyd was talking to us and met us, and he is fantastic. I told him, I said, my son's in 5th grade coming up. We need you for a few more years.
Yeah.
Being selfish there. At least stay with us 3 or 4 more years. All right, Martin County football back to the line of scrimmage. And we have movement here as wide receivers moving to the left side. Oh, there's going to be a legal procedure there, a movement on the offensive side.
Multitude of flags on the play.
It looks like I didn't see any of the defense moving, Coach, but maybe you did. Your eyes.
No.
It looked like it was all
There
on
were
Martin
two
County.
illegal motion.
Be a false start against Martin County. Back it up 5 yards at 2nd and 24.
So we have 2 penalties for 15 yards already, and I think that's 8 penalties in the game for both teams. But, Coach, like we talked about, 3:25 left in the first quarter, no score. North Pitt and Martin County football, that's what you expect for the first game of the season. So we kind of knew this story. That was one storyline we'd be talking about tonight. Martin County back to the line of scrimmage. Snap. Looks like it's going to be a pass. No, he's going to run with it. Running all the way down. Another penalty, Coach.
Quarterback scramble for about 5.
He got 5 yards on the scramble and another penalty. So we'll see if against Martin.
They're talking to North Pitt.
They talking back and forth. They just talk.
Oh, they're talking back and forth. If you want to put your comments on social media, our very own Sir Charles, that's what we call him, Coach, Sir Charles Smith. And Sir Charles is taking a look at our social media tonight on Facebook and YouTube. Appreciate you joining in, listening all season long. You're home for Martin County football right here. Myself, Dave Richmond, along with Coach Harold Robinson. What a dream come true it is to do games with one of the best all time and a Hall of Famer, Shrine Bowl coach. We could give you.
Illegal use of hands against Martin County.
Okay.
Another back it up to the 44-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and a country.
It seems like everything.
Both teams are like they start doing good. Any momentum they get, Coach.
Yeah.
And then the next play, just when you feel like there's going to be a momentum shift, then it goes against them, goes awry. All right, so Martin County back to the line of scrimmage pretty quick here. And we get snap. The snap moves to that left side. And a pass, and it is caught. He caught that pass. Wow.
That is a complete pass down to the 30-yard line.
That's incredible, Coach, because, the quarterback got hit. And that he didn't have enough on that pass. I thought it was going to be intercepted. I was getting ready to say the word intercepted, and I looked at you, and your eyes got really big. So
just to the right of the football
he got
field,
hit just he threw the ball.
To come and make a purchase with your $1 bills.
Well, you said we knew about the running game. 3rd down and 4 coming up. 2:34. 3rd down and 4. That was a major play for Martin County football, as you have respectable now, Coach. A lot you can do on 3rd down, right? 3rd down and 4.
3rd and short.
A lot better than 3rd down and 24.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. All right, Martin County football lines back up to the line of scrimmage. And the quarterback hands off to the right side. Slipped a little bit, and that's going to hurt him right there for number 2, the running back. That tailback, he slipped, and that's the reason why he didn't get the yardage.
You can go for it. You can go for it here.
I was getting ready to ask you that. You got to go for it, right? I mean, you have 4th down and 4. Why not? And it's not like you're in your own territory here as you're right at the
Lincoln
35.
Riley would go for it.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of coaches now at the college level, we've seen it at the high school level for years, but the college level now, man, 4th down means not you don't even need a punter anymore, Coach. All right, so Martin County gets you hear the whistle. Timeout. Is that timeout? Yep. And we have a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. Timeout. So they've used their second timeout, Coach, and we're still in the first quarter. 1:52 left. I guess they want to set up a play. They saw something there. They wanted to call a timeout to get something set up for the defense.
They want to line up in the offense and see what the defense would give them.
And now if you're Martin County, you can switch your play, right? That's what you would do. I know you probably give them a fake look, and then you're like, "Well, this is the play I really want to go with," right?
Threads for all communication with coaches, to track team
Yeah, make sure that we want to say hello to everybody listening right now. A lot of former players. If you want to say hello to Coach Robinson, I know there's a lot listening, Coach, tonight.
Yeah.
Some told me they were going to be listening in, so don't be shy. You can do on here on Facebook Live, or of course on our YouTube channel, and we'd love to have you here every Friday night. This is not the only time we're going to do it. Coach and I are looking forward to being with you every Friday night here on the Sports Objective. You're listening to Martin County Football, and we're getting ready to have our fourth down play. We'll see if Martin County can pick it up. 4th down and 4 to paint the picture for you. 1:52 left in the first quarter. All right, you hear the whistles from the officials.
They're double covering 11.
You're right. Double cover number 11. The handoff to number 33. He doesn't get it. He comes up short. Turnover on downs to North Pitt.
And 10 Panthers.
He got it maybe a yard or two, Coach, but he didn't. He needed 4. So my math will tell me he was a couple yards short.
He needed 4.
Yeah. By the way, Coach, I know you and I are old dogs that we talked about, but the guy to our left here is a big gamer, and the Madden game came out today. So we always talk about how good our team, Martin County Football, is with video game numbers, putting up big numbers. But this guy here to your left, he's a great Madden player right here. If you ever need a Madden player for video games, pick Charles Smith. You're a champion, are you, in Madden? Yeah. All right, at least you're champion. I'm not even a champion in Madden, so I give you that, my friend. So if you're looking for something for football fans and they're a gamer, the new Madden came out today. So my son Alex I already told him that to him this weekend, Coach. So that's one of the games I get for him every single year. All right, Martin County back there on defense. And here's a snap from Famous Wilson. The handoff. And, wow, Martin County read that one, Coach.
Run stopped in the backfield for a loss of a couple.
I don't know what CJ's doing.
13.
It seems like he's doing a lot up the middle, Coach. Am I wrong on that?
And off tackle.
Yeah.
But
the clock running down, by the way, 1:23 left in the first quarter, 2nd down and 14. No score as we're here at North Pitt. Martin County football, so exciting. A new era. Mike Sartain, as we told you about. And here's a running play, and at nowhere. So once again, quarterback of the Martin County's. We talked about the first series; they were not doing well, but they're starting to pick it up now. So the coaches have had a chance to really make really good adjustments, Coach.
Yeah, and feel things out on 1st down and 2nd down, 3rd down.
You got a long 3rd down here. 3rd down and 19 coming up, Coach. What would you run here? Are you just trying to do like a draw?
I draw it.
I thought you would. I don't have your football mind, but I had that in mind. All right, the snap to number 2. And he was just throwing that away as a quarterback. He didn't have anybody there. A lot of pressure, man. Martin County football, they're bringing it, Coach, on defense. A defensive guy like I am, I love seeing the blitzes there and getting in that backfield pretty quick. 4th down and 20,
yeah.
So we have 26 seconds left of the first quarter. If you're just joining us, appreciate you listening to Martin County football. You can put your comments on Facebook or YouTube, our very own Sir Charles Smith. And at halftime, we're going to have coming up just for you, we'll have Bubba Rosenbaum, and obviously Coach I'll be talking. We'll try to get some scores around I was going to say the league, but around the state. I'm in the wrong. I was thinking college football. We're going to get close to college. We have one more week for week 0. So, but it's always great to have high school football kick things off, so to speak, when it comes to football, Coach. All right, they're going to punt it. Oh no, it's a fake punt. Fake punt, but it was. But Martin County read that one. Oh, he's still going. The fake punt, but it's still going to be too short. They did try. I guess the one good thing about it is kind of like a punt because you got yardage on it.
Pitt snaps the ball to the up back.
They snapped it to the up back.
1st and 10 for Martin County.
He took it to about the 36-yard line.
So Martin County has great. Now here you are. You've got great field position, Coach. You were talking about that at the beginning of the game, the kicking game. Field position is so crucial. You've got to score here if you're Martin County, right?
If you have any questions, please see Coach Scott.
You got to take advantage of the kicking game mistake.
Absolutely. 13 seconds left of the first quarter. E.R. McNair Field. Easy for me to say as we're here. I don't know why McNair is hard for me to say tonight, but I guess I have opening night jitters as well. I'm Dave Richmond, a man that does not have jitters, has been around football. He's forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. Coach Harold Robinson here as first down and 10 at the 36. Snap back, option. That right side, that running back is going to number 2. He's running. He's still going. He cuts back to his left. And, Coach, he's going to score. Touchdown, Martin County football.
Option to the right side.
And
they thought it was going to be the quarterback, Coach, and that option, that's why you got to run the option, right?
Yeah, you got to run the option. And it's so much training. And
timing,
practice.
Right? The timing of it is what I always see.
You got to have assignment football.
You got to stay home. You got to stay home, as they say. And
it's hard for the defense to do that because they see
get
the
your mic.
Yeah.
We got Sir Charles Smith to say that.
The option works so well. I see it every time, especially in these younger players. When the quarterback starts to run, they pull from their position and try to rush in and forget about that guy on that outside on that option, and that's what usually catches them on that.
No doubt. It looks like we're going to do extra point here. Number 11 for Martin County football. And the kick is up, and it is good. Martin County football 7.
Martin County 7.
And North Pitt is nothing. End of the first quarter. So a great way to capitalize there on that mistake. We said we had to score there, Coach, and you're smiling really big because they pulled it off.
Yeah, the kicking game and defense. The defense and the kicking game.
We talked about that, Coach, about the defense. We know that Sartain, they're going to score a lot of points, just like with the two of your disciples, Brian Pascal and with Jim Bob Bryant last year. They scored, speaking of video game numbers, Mr. Sir Charles Smith, a lot of points. One of our mutual friends that played for you, Coach, he said in the fourth quarter last year, it's 2 minutes left to go. Jim Bob has a chance to score again. I won't say which game or which team. It was really funny. But here we are in a new era we talked about. Last year was last year. You can't do anything about 11-2. But you got to take care of the game in front of you right now. Your opponent on the clock is North Pitt, and they're getting ready to kick off here in a second. As a matter of fact, they're going to switch fields, so that'll be Martin County, as we're going to set the stage for you. We'll be kicking off left to right now for this second part of the first half, you will, the second quarter. North Pitt coming on there. And, Coach, you have Sartain score. Now, if you're C.J. Wilson, I'm going to pretend you're C.J. Wilson, and you're down 7-0, the beginning of the second quarter. What are you looking for here to keep going with that running game?
Yeah, keep going with the running game because the pass protection doesn't look good. And
so that's a weakness, you think, of Martin County? That's one of the things we talked about. We've talked about in nauseum, people off the air, is the defense and what would it look like this year. If we can ever get a defense in Martin County, like a really strong defense, we'll have a chance to make a deep run in the playoffs, and who knows, maybe win a state championship. But that's a long ways away. I'm not even going there. All right, the kick end over end, and it's kicked off to number 5. He's at the 20, 25. He is at the 28-yard line. Make it close to 30 now as he's brought down by a number of the kickoff team for Martin County. Looks like number 33 for Martin County was one of those guys, Coach. 11:52 left. Martin County football 7, North Pitt nothing. And we'll look at, but one great thing is we know we have great coaches on both sides, Coach. And just because it's 7 doesn't mean you're going to win the game. You're going to have to win a lot more to beat North Pitt. They're a great football team.
And they're trying to build culture.
Right.
CJ is trying to build a culture here at Williamston, at North Pitt, like we built in Williamston.
And he had a great culture, as you know, with Northside.
Yeah, and he had a great culture.
And that's what it takes, is having coaches that know what they do, know what they're doing. And here we are, North Pitt, lined up. Snap. Number 2, Wilson. And there's almost a sack there, but number 2, Wilson, makes something out of it. Make it eliminate. Helmet comes off for Wilson. He's going to have to come out of play, right, Coach?
Yeah. Scramble picks up about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Panthers.
And his uncle not too happy that his nephew has to come out of the game because, man, what an athlete. we know CJ is an athlete, his dad, so that runs in that family, Coach. And unbelievable.
I want to know who scored that Martin touchdown.
Who scored that Martin touchdown? Thank you, Sarah, listening tonight on Facebook. We'll get that to you in just a second, Sarah. We'll have to look that up. I apologize. We didn't get rosters, so we're brand new. All right, snap to number 5, and he gets down to the. Looks like he got down to the first.
Pickup of about 4. Going to bring up 3rd and 1.
No, 3rd down and 1. He was a yard short, Coach. A yard short, and now they'll be able to put Famous Wilson back in. So they made something made the best of it. 3rd down and 1. 10:55. Martin County football up 7-0 here tonight, and we'll get that score to do that. We'll give you that person who scored the touchdown in just a second. All right, here we go. Looks like there's another flag, and I'm imagining that's against North Pitt. It is illegal procedure. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down and 6 coming up.
1 into a 3rd and 6.
And we're keeping our eyes out for that, and we're looking at the roster now. I think that was Jaquavian Shepard there. I'll double check on that. Jaquavian Shepard scored that touchdown, number 2. It was number 2, right, Coach, that scored that touchdown?
Yeah.
Jaquavian Shepard there, Sarah. I'm having to learn names, and obviously we just got the roster like right as we were going on the air, so forgive me. I haven't had a chance to study it. All right, number 2, Famous Wilson with the pass to number 5. And we'll get that for you in just a second. And we understand that this time of year, Coach.
3rd down pass up close to the 40.
Is that Keeming Little
First
Burgess?
down will depend on the spot.
They told me one of the coaches told me
4th and short.
4th and short coming up here, Coach. Big stand here. We'll see if Martin County. They are definitely going for it. And 4th and short, we'll see if they can do it. How did the lines match up? We're going to find out here. And number 44, and he got it. Oh, he's gone. He's gone, folks. There's nobody that's going to catch it. Oh, I'm wrong. Oh, they're going to call. Is that a horse collar?
10-yard line.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, and number 2 called him.
Yeah, we just talked about Jaquavian Shepard there. And, Coach, he put on a – man, I didn't think there was – what you were talking about earlier in our pregame about the speed of Martin County. Are you kidding me? He put on – when he got about to the 30-yard line, he put on wow.
He put on afterburner.
Like 4th or 5th gear, or another gear that we were not anticipating. But it looks like he did a horse collar. The penalty marker down about – is that the 5-yard line, guys?
Probably half the yardage.
It's going to be half the distance to the goal. We do know that. The officials are meeting up together. And, Coach, the good news you can say about that's probably a penalty that you don't mind because it saves the touchdown, right? It gives you a chance where some guys would, if they were at the 40 or 50, they would have given up. He really turned it on when he got on the other side.
It's going to be waved off.
Oh, wow.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. About the 10.5-yard
They waved the flag off.
So we thought it'd be at the 5-yard line with half the distance to goal. They waved the flag off. So we get an even bigger break if you're Martin County football. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Martin County football. And Jaquavian Shepard scored that first touchdown as it's 7-0 Martin County football. And he makes a touchdown-saving tackle at the 10-yard line. There he goes, left side, and number 23. And it's in just like that. CJ Wilson celebrates. He's excited. And the coaches are 9:08 left to go. A touchdown for the Panthers. It's 7-6. We'll see if they go for the 2-point conversion or are they going to go for the extra point. My feeling is they're going to go for the 2-point conversion.
2-point. There you go.
It would make sense.
Yep.
Sarah said thank you.
Absolutely. Sarah Hodges-Stalls, of course, the information director, if you will, for Martin County Schools. Appreciate you, Sarah, for tuning in and all that you do. A thankless job. She does a great job for the county. And they're passing it up, and he dives over.
The conversion is good.
And the 2-point conversion is good. North Pitt 8,
Gonna take the lead.
Martin County football 7, 9:08 left to go. All right, so you have the answer right. We were talking about momentum for Martin County football. You have an answer there as I asked you about C.J. Wilson. They answer. They take the lead 8-7. So now you're back to it's like a chess match. You've been in a lot of great chess matches over the year.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for here? Field position, obviously, but
No different.
In the meantime, this is
No
no
different.
friends tonight.
Than it is. You got to score and score and score.
talked about that. This is going to be like the Wild Wild West, right, Coach? A shootout.
Shootout.
And it comes down, especially the beginning of the year. Wouldn't you say the offensive is ahead of the defense right now, or would it be the other way around?
Should have been ahead of the offense.
Okay.
In my playing days and coaching at East Carolina, the defense was always ahead of the offense.
And it's 9:08 left in the second quarter, left of the first half, as we're getting ready to see North Pitt kick off. And they're going right to left. Guys, for the players from Martin County football ready to receive. And there's official with, all right, here we go. And the kick is up, and it is over end. All right, we have the running there for Martin County. And another flag on the field.
Kickoff
is that going to be blocking the back, Coach?
There are multiple flags on
I
the play.
know. I think it's, I got on the officials all the time.
Is there anything you can tell us?
And is this flag day or what?
Yeah, this is. As a coach and a player, that we want as athletes, Coach, that we want to play with a ball game, and this really interrupts the flow of the game, in my opinion.
That's right.
That's my feeling on it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like holding in football. You could probably call a block in the back on every single kickoff.
The penalty will be against
every
Martin
single
County.
down.
There is a
20-yard
penalty where it will be 1st and 10.
And they're not on television, at least not on ESPN, so they don't have the FaceTime, Coach.
Yeah.
We can understand that. Some officials on all sports, we won't discriminate against any. They literally do it because they love FaceTime. All right, and the snap is off to the right side. And nice little run there for Martin County football. As if you're just joining us,
The first down run
North Pitt scored a touchdown.
It's going to be 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 coming up, Coach. And it's 8:45 left of the first half. And a nice job by both coaches running the football. So we know that the running game for both teams are looking good.
Yeah,
the key is keeping away less penalties, less mistakes.
Yeah. You eliminate the mistake and the penalties.
All right, Martin County football here lining up. 8:21 left on the clock. North Pitt 8, Martin County football 7, a tight game. What you'd expect for the first game. And the handoff. No, it's a pass. Complete. What a pass. Nice pass there for Martin County football.
It'll be another 1st down for Martin County.
Man, Coach, I'll tell you what, if you, like we talked about, you get a defense going here for Martin County, and you are going to be set. Jyrene Harrell is the quarterback. Looks like the number 1 there or Jason Shepard for Martin County football. And Coach, here they're lining up. Nice play there as you get to the 32 yard line, it looks like. 1st down and 10, 8 minutes to go left of the first half. North Pitt 8 and Martin County football 7. And there's a snap, and he's running with the football. That is number 7.
1st down run goes for a very short gain.
Anthony Killebrew.
Going to be 2nd and 9.
Killebrew with a 1-yard gain. It looked like it was going to be more, but Coach, that North Pitt defense, they stayed home and they were right there for him. They read that play very well. Yeah, they are very. You have to give a credit. CJ, if you're going to have a defense on a CJ Wilson team, you know that defense is going to be stout, Coach. And those guys, I tell you what, North Pitt's got some big fellas.
He played a great game at West Virginia. We beat him.
I remember. We played some big games back then. All right, the handoff, and that's going out to number 2, scored the touchdown earlier, Jaquavion Shepherd.
I give it to him all the time.
Second down run, picks up 2.
With Shepherd, he's a great back.
Yeah.
Make that 3, going to be 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5, 6:40 left on the scoreboard. North Pitt 8, Martin County football 7. Tight game, folks. Really tight game, and 2 great coaches. And we have a great legendary coach to my right here calling the game, and Harold Robinson. I'm Dave Richmond. If you're just joining us for Martin County football, we'll be with you all season long on Facebook and YouTube. Tell your friends. Send the link out to them. All right, the snap getting ready to happen now. A low snap, a look to his left, and threw it at his legs there. Anthony Killebrew was there for
incomplete pass on 3rd down, brings up 4th and 5.
4th down and 5, 6:13. Are you going for it, Coach? Midfield almost?
Yeah, I'm kicking it.
Oh, you're kicking it. Okay. Looks like they're going to do the same thing. Coach Sartain, he heard you. He heard you, Coach.
Yeah.
You've had a headset on for a long time, haven't you, Coach?
Yeah.
He heard you, and maybe Charles hooked that up where our coaches can hear our commentary. I don't know, but you definitely have to go. You definitely have to kick it back. We talked about field position. You want to pin them back, coaches, probably down to the 15, the 10. Maybe that'd be great if you got it down inside the 5. Oh, what a nice punt there, and it's caught at the 20. No, the 12-yard line. Nice tackle, Coach.
Taken down about the 10-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10, North Pitt.
Harold there, number 1 for Martin County football. He was right there. I didn't know if when he kind of held up a little bit, Coach, I didn't know if the North Pitt player called a fair catch.
I didn't know.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it.
But then he tackled him, so I said, I guess I didn't see it. So it's right there at the looks like 12-yard line as North Pitt's moving right to left. And they have 6 minutes to go. If you're a C.J. Wilson team, you feel like running in defense, they're going to try to run this clock as much as they can, Coach. And it's a snap. He moves to his left and cuts back to his right. Number 23, and he's still going. They can't get him down. My goodness. A lot of missed tackles there, Coach.
That's what C.J. was telling me pregame, that he had big back.
He showed it right there We're going to bear with us because the numbers we were told were wrong by one of the coaches. So I'm going to give you what I have.
That was 23.
23, yep. And they don't have them all down for me, so forgive me. Yep, they don't have them all down, so forgive me for the North Pitt players were trying really hard. It's timeout North Pitt, and that's their last timeout, Coach.
Third charge timeout of the half.
So they have no more timeouts. 5:51 left to go in the first half. And Coach, if you're C.J. Wilson right now, what are you telling these guys? Because with you're looking to keep the clock moving, you're looking to have a nice sustained drive. Maybe you score and it's 15-8 at halftime.
Yeah, you try to eliminate the penalties,
right?
Which they've had a bunch, and you try to run the football. And
hardware specialties.
They've done that. Both teams have been able to run the football, and the offense look good. It's the penalties that have killed both teams to have any kind of, like we talked about, rhythm. But going back to what you're saying, I know you and I both are not always friends with the officials. Forgive us, but we're friends before and after the game, Coach. Right?
Yeah, right.
We're not going to give you a hard time before or after the game, but man, sometimes. Is this what makes you lose sleep at night, Coach, after the game? Is what I could have done this, or I can't believe that they called that call. I don't know about you, but it usually takes me after a game a couple hours to be able to wind down.
Yeah.
Normally I'm so tired I could just fall right out, but if it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever I'm coaching, that adrenaline gets to you, and it takes me a long time to wind down.
It does. It does.
All right, North Pitt is all set to go. First down and 10, 5:51. 8-7 North Pitt right now. And Famous Wilson got the handoff, but not much there, Coach. behind the line of scrimmage. And there's some chatter going on between the two teams, two players, but rightfully so. One of the North Pitt players said, enough of that, the trash talking. And second down and 11 coming up for North Pitt. 5:26 left. If you're just joining us, we're going to have Bubba Rosenbaum joining us at halftime, coach, giving us all the latest on what's going on in high school football around the state. So stay tuned for halftime with that. 5:12 left as the clock is rolling down. North Pitt at the line of scrimmage. Low snap, a pass to the left side, number 12. He's going to be running for a while. And nice tackle there to, boy, that could have been a lot more, Coach. For North Pitt.
Bubble screen.
That nicely, you're right, that bubble screen. And again, coaches coming in on this North Pitt side to get those players. I know that's part of football, but you don't want to have a stupid penalty. And I hate to use that word. I tell my daughter, Mackenzie, you can't say that word, but I'm sorry, Coach. That's a stupid penalty.
That's a stupid penalty.
To get a 15-yarder, like a late hit.
You never block behind the football, David.
That's right. That's right. A beautiful night,
Coach.
There's
a penalty.
There is a penalty. Personal foul, face mask. Oh, that's going against Martin County. Okay.
The flag will be
I didn't see that, but
face mask penalty against Martin
that's
County.
A 15-yard penalty.
15 yards to the end of the run will be first down, Panthers.
This is exactly, if you're Mike Sartain, what you don't want. You look at that clock, you see 4:58, and they got 15 free yards there, Coach. You had a nice little run, and then you tack the 15 on. Oh, my. And we have is that a timeout? Timeout, Martin County football. We'll keep it right here.
Timeout, Martin County.
By the way, if you want to give us a donation to Martin County football, you can do so on Cash App, hashtag TSO, as short for the Sports Objective, TSO Sports. And, Coach, we appreciate you all season long. We're going to have more sponsors. And for people that don't know, we had already talked months ago that we would do this show together and to do Martin County football. And we finally got the yes a couple weeks ago. So we've been working hard behind the scenes. In fact, let me give a shout out to Charles Smith. He's been helping us technologically. He's brilliant. And Bubba Rosenbaum, Coach, has been working around the clock. You know how the Rosenbaums are.
Yeah.
They're dear friends of mine.
Kyle Barber wants to know the score.
Kyle Barber, thank you for joining in. It's 8-7 as North Pitt scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Martin County had scored earlier. Jaquavian Shepard scored a touchdown. And we're here 4:58 to go, 8-7. First down and 10 for North Pitt as they come up to the line. And the referee is getting out of the way. He's setting up right now in position. And he's giving us whistle. All right, there we go. We can put the play in motion, if you will. 4:58 to go. At halftime, we'll have Bubba Rosenbaum and maybe Kyle, Matt, Semenza. Maybe they'll join us. We'll find out. Number 2. Oh, what an option there. Pass to number 8. For North Pitt, he's going around. He's got some daylight. He cuts back, and he's got a first down, Coach.
Yep.
On that Martin County away side of the field, away from us.
First down run picks up close to 10 yards.
I thought it was 10, but maybe they moved second. They're calling it 2nd and 1, Coach. I thought it was 10.
I think that was a shuttle pass.
Second and less than a yard.
It's really close to a first down. They've got 2nd and 1 because they can't put a quarter of a yard or something like. It's really close, Coach. I really thought the spot. I thought he had the first down, but here's a chance for Martin County to stop him. 4:17, and that clock is rolling left of the first half. North Pitt setting up here. Famous Wilson, C.J. Wilson's nephew, for Pirate fans. He's passed and is caught, and they double teamed him, and they took 4 guys to get him down, Coach. Number 88, so they pick up the first down. And you got 4:01 left.
Second down play picks up about 6 yards.
So what's great about this, if you're C.J. Wilson and his team for North Pitt, you keep the control of the football, and you see that clock. If you're Mike Sartain on the other side, 3:56, 3:55, 3:54, it's rolling down. And how do you get the stop here, Coach? Interception, or what are you looking for here? Fumble?
No, a fumble, an interception. But
all right, it's a pass. And number 5, he's going all the way. Touchdown, North Pitt.
No, he stepped out of bounds.
I see there. Yeah, the official, actually, he did step out of bounds. I see the official marking him down at the 5-yard line. You have better eyes than I do, Coach. I didn't see that stepping out of bounds, but 5-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal, 3:33 left. And if you're Martin County, you really want a big goal line stance here. Would be great for this football team. As you're down 8-7, that would put it up maybe 16-7. We'll see. But right now, first things first, you got to stop them from the touchdown, Coach, most importantly. And here's a snap, and it's a hand up right up the middle, and he's short. He's down to about the one. Is it 1 yard line? Yep. Second and 1, second and goal, 3:17 left on the clock. North Pitt 8, Martin County football 7. If you're just joining us, here's a snap and a handoff again. They're going to do the same thing, and touchdown, North Pitt.
They ran off tackle.
There you go, Coach. That's the way to get it done.
Touchdown, Panthers.
So it's 14-7 right now, and if you're C.J. Wilson, you're looking to make it 16-7. And it's 3:08 left here, guys, and Bubba Rosenbaum will be joining us here in just a few minutes. We're keeping him abreast as he's in the TSO studios tonight. He's actually at North Davidson, so he's not quite in our studios, but we'll call it the TSO studios, and he'll be with us at halftime. And Bubba, we're giving you your 3-minute warning. If you're listening in right now, 3:08 left to go. And here we go, big play right here, Coach. 2-point conversion. Man, this is a big play if you're Martin County. You would definitely like to keep it 1 score. And here's a low snap and the handoff. And he's going to walk it in, folks. 2-point conversion is good. That makes it 16 North Pitt, 7 Martin County. 3:08 left in the first half.
Martin County 7.
And it's 16-7. So right now, do you? How much time do you need? You got enough time on the clock not to. You don't need to panic here.
You got it. You don't panic, David. With the speed he's got.
We were talking earlier, I forgot to mention, Coach, that Martin County football, the middle school team hasn't lost in 2 years.
Yeah.
And 2 straight seasons.
That's good.
So that your feeder program, you know how important that is. And check this out. Your flag football 5 to 6, your 7 to 8, 9, 10 and under, 12 and under, all have over 20 guys, 20 kids in every single one. How about that, Coach?
That's great.
So you know how COVID was and people that are anti-football, and I won't get into, I'm not going to be political here. Obviously, that's not what we do. But if you're a football fan like us and you love Martin County, then it's great to know the numbers are really high.
It's good for Martin County. It's good for the Williamston economy. With the 4 years we played Eastern Finals, and we played all of it was.
I remember, Coach, when I call it the house that Harold built, but down in the swamp, the stadium that you built, there would be thousands of people every Friday night. All right, the kickoff is a sweep kick, and Martin County knew that was probably coming and just teach that on special teams. When you got a kick like that, you just fall on the ball. Don't try to be hero.
Right.
Fall on the ball. The most important thing you can do is protect the football.
Yeah.
So
ball on the ball.
Ball on the ball. You have those drills, don't you, Coach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were right about a lot of high school football and college guys coaches don't make an emphasis on the special teams, and that can make you or break you.
That was the first thing I did in the Shrine Bowl.
All right, Bubba Rosenbaum is at Salisbury High School. I beg your pardon. I thought he was at North Davidson tonight, but Salisbury is hosting North Davidson, so my bad, Bubba. But we'll be checking in with Bubba in just a little bit. 3:07 left on the clock. Martin County with the ball. Let's see if they can score left to right. And the snap. And run by the quarterback, and they're going to stop him.
Quarterback will keep the ball for a short loss.
Looks like a 2 or 3 yard loss, Coach. Yeah, 3 yard loss here, Coach. And it looks like that there was a blitz, or there was definitely the offensive line could not hold that defensive line, as there was a lot of North Pitt Panthers in the backfield for Martin County. And the Martin County football team is obviously in the huddle. And 2:35 left before halftime. We'll be checking in again with Bubba Rosenbaum and our TSO studios. And we'll have that in just a minute.
Looks like Martin County needs a halftime.
And right now, Salisbury High School up 14-0, 11:05 in the second quarter where Bubba is. So we'll see how that turns out. But North Davidson is where Bubba played high school. You know, he went on to play college football as a quarterback for Averett University, Division III. But Bubba is not only great as a quarterback, he's even better as a person. Not only a better player, but a great person. And I'll give a shout out to Gary Rosenbaum, the dad. Gary has been great. And many times, Coach, after a game, after we win, the Pirates win, whatever sport, we go to Parker's Barbecue. So maybe they'll be a sponsor. The one on Memorial Drive.
Yeah.
We love that.
Bobby would help you in any way he can.
No doubt. Speaking of barbecue, I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors. We already have a barbecue sponsor, my good friend Mark Holiday, you know very well. It's on the sideline. He fed the whole team, Coach, for Martin County today, their pregame meal at Porky's Backyard Barbecue. And it's a pass, and it's incomplete for Martin County. Again, a lot of North Pitt Panthers in the backfield. Not much of a chance to. I don't even know if he could see if there was anybody. There were so many guys.
The Holiday family has done a lot for Williamston High School athletics. And
no question. Mark is driving the bus. He's the medical responder. He's doing a lot he's actually works in the cafeteria during the day, drives morning and the bus route in the afternoon. His wife, Betsy, works full-time at Mass Pharmacy. Hopefully we can get Chad Duke. You know Chad Duke.
Yeah, Chad.
Elise Griffin there at Mass Pharmacy. Want to say hello to them tonight. But Porky's Backyard Barbecue, so glad to have them for the pregame show and our postgame show. I want to give them a shout-out. All right, and there's a pass. Number 6. Salisbury 21, North Davidson nothing. 10:57 left in the half. 4th and 10 now for here's what you don't want to have, Coach. You got 2:05 left. It's 4th down and 10. You cannot afford another score by North Pitt, as good a program. And CJ Wilson is building this team, the culture. If they get up more than this deficit now of 9 points, it may be a long night for Martin County. So right here is a critical time, right, with 1:45 left. You don't want anybody to score. If you're on defense, you don't want a team to score on you right here at the very end of the first half.
This is the punting team.
Punt team here for Martin County. And we got a flag. Is that going to be rough? That's not going to be rough in the kicker, is it?
No.
No, it's here at the line.
Yeah, it's running on the field.
Punt takes the ball down to the 26-yard line. However, there is a flag on the play.
1:22 left. We got a flag on the field, and the official there, where he's going to pick up the flag, and let's see what he's going to. He's waving off the flag, Coach.
Yeah,
waving off the
flag.
flag.
He was in the back.
Flag is going to be picked up. The 1st and 10 Panthers.
All right, so 1:22. I guess the officials are getting a little antsy too, Coach. First game of the year. All right, so. We have it here, and 1:22 left before halftime. If you're just joining us, North Pitt scored yet again, 16-7 over Martin County football. People ask us, Coach, they're not going to give a mascot until the two schools actually merge.
I wondered about that.
People are wondering about that. I'm going to say it several times tonight and maybe the future of this season. All right, North Pitt with the ball, the snap. And the pass, and it is picked off. Wow, what a big play.
Wow.
That is a huge play for Martin County football. Number 1 for Martin County at about the 32-yard line of North Pitt. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. What a big play, Coach.
Wow.
That's not what I was expecting. I don't know about you.
I was expecting
Jiren Harrell, number 1, Coach. He's number 1 right now as he plays free safety and wide receiver. And, boy, you want to talk about a turn of events. You could have a chance here to score, and you make it a really tight ball game instead of just holding, being respectable, and you didn't want them to score. Wow. Here we go. Martin County lining up. 1:18 left in the first half. North Pitt 16, North Pitt 7. We'll see what they can do right here as Martin County football moving left to right. And a snap, and it is a pass, and it's complete. About 4 or 5 yards there for Martin County.
First down pass goes for a gain of 4.
4 yards
Stayed in
on the
bounds.
play.
Clock
Second down to
continues
6
to
coming
run.
up. That clock is moving, Coach. 1 minute left to go. Bubba Rosenbaum until halftime. He's going to kill me, Coach. We joke around a lot, but here they are. They are smart to move up the line of scrimmage. A quick huddle as they're moving, again, left to right. And they're at the 31-yard line. I beg your pardon, 31-yard line. Back to pass. A big-time pass. Can he catch it? Oh. Touchdown, Martin County. He got that ball, Coach.
Yeah, he caught it.
Wow. You know, I remember you, I'm going to tell a quick story on this. And one of our, when you invited us over to East Carolina to practice with Skip Holtz.
Yeah.
And we had our wide receiver, and he thought that his hands were the most important. And you said, no, your eyes. And I bring that up because that concentration, his eyes, is why he called that football coach.
You
taught me a lot growing up, but certainly that was one coaching that I would have thought the hands. But you make a great point that day, that hot summer day at East Carolina at the practice field.
Yep.
35 seconds left. They're going for 2, guys. And he's going to scamper in. He's going to keep it, and he is – looks like he's short. Oh, he got it.
2-point try is successful.
Looked like he was short initially because there was a delay there. How about this, Coach? You know, you and I are together. You and I love football. We've got a great matchup here, 16-15. Martin County football all season long right here with us on the Sports Objective. 16 but they have 35 seconds left here. I think you're going to be pretty much a play or two, and Neil, you're not going to try to do anything fancy.
No.
You just had the last play that you had for offense, and it was intercepted.
You're going to kick it off.
Who scored?
Who scored that touchdown?
Yeah.
I'll have to look in I'll have to look here in a second. I apologize, folks, on that score.
We'll get more organized as time goes on. You know, Williamston's got a new coach. CJ's got a new coach. And
yeah, 16-15 as the 2-point conversion was good. So it's 16-15, 35 seconds left to go. Martin County will be kicking off left to right. And Coach, right here, if you're Sartain, you're telling them kick a high as a kick as you can.
Yeah.
You're not doing a squib kick or anything where they can get any kind of field position. All right, waiting for the official. He blows his whistle, and the kick is off, and it's a short kick. Wow, short kick. And in Martin County, do they have it? There's a fight for it. That's a live ball.
If it goes 10 yards, it's a live
ball.
It
was a live ball. It was a good amount of yards, over 10. But it looks like it's a North Pitt's ball. Looks like North Pitt did get on it, but man, that was close, Coach.
Yeah.
You could have had another score. I know Harold Robinson, Jim Bob Bryant, Brian Pascal, they would have scored. They would have scored another touchdown.
We onside it like in the air. We had looked at film.
You see some weaknesses on the kickoff.
Yeah, and we ran it back.
All right, a pass off to the left side, and number 12, the wide receiver. And nice tackle there as 27 seconds left. That's another first down there, Coach, for the Panthers of North Pitt. Clock is stopped. It's back moving now. 23, 22, 21, 20. Snap. Handoff to number 23. It's a great back for the Panthers, but man, Coach, that defense. You know what's great about this team is we know it looks like they're outsized, but this team is well coached with Sartain and company because they are getting yards, but they could, as big as they are, they could look like they could run almost 20, 30 yards on every play, and Martin County's doing a great job. I mean, all things considered.
Coach Sartain, Mike, told me that in the scrimmage in Washington that he didn't get any.
There's a pass. There's deep. Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
Number 12 for North Pitt. He went right through his head. Could you call him Butterfingers, Coach? I mean, he went. That was right on the numbers, Coach. And you are a coach, and you can see the head coach, and Harold Robinson right there. He is getting mad over here. He knew that was 6 points. Luckily for North Pitt, though, Coach, luckily for Martin County, North Pitt didn't catch it. 7 seconds ago, they'll have at least one, maybe two plays here left. And Bubba Rosenbaum, get ready, brother. We're getting ready to come to you at halftime as we're going to talk to you. Timeout, Martin County football. And that is a smart coach. Smart play by Coach Sartain there to call a timeout.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Got a lot of great coaches here, and they see a Hall of Famer like Coach Robinson. They're going to give him
1-1 on the week with a big shutout win against Martin County on Monday. Led by
there's Coach Floyd, the middle school team, undefeated 2 years in a row.
The team fell short of the comeback on Wednesday. They're back at it next week with 3 games.
Coach Floyd there 2 years in a row. We were talking about Coach. That's a heck of a coach right there, I want to tell you. And he's helping out middle school. Obviously, the head coach for middle school helping out with our high school. And you can't say enough about these coaches that are putting in a lot of – talk about that, Coach, while we have a second. How many hours they putting in?
Oh, gosh.
You didn't even count. You didn't have a time card.
We didn't.
All the film that you used to watch.
19 cents an hour.
Right.
And
you don't do it for the money as a coach for people that don't know. No. I've done it in a lot of
that guy does it in the junior high level.
Yeah, he's incredible, man. All right, snap, 7 seconds left. The pass again to number 12. He cuts back to the right. But Martin County is right there. That's going to end we got 1 tick left. 1 second, Coach. I thought we were going to be at halftime, but if we can let Bubba and Rosenbaum know. Oh, they did. Okay. I thought, there we go. Halftime. 16-15.
Still some pizza and hot dogs remaining. Hot popcorn, peanuts.
A lot of people will stretch their legs here at halftime. Officials meeting at the 50-yard line. They're like, we've got half the game to go, and then we're going to get our cars and get out of here. But we still have half the game to go with that. And we have Bubba Rosenbaum. I know we'll get him in just a second. Coach, I just want to get your thoughts while we're waiting for Bubba. Bubba's going to join us here in a second. What were your overall thoughts of the first half?
Well, for 2 young coaches,
right,
they're playing good football. And if you eliminate the penalties,
it's a good football game.
Yeah, it's a great football game. And CJ's talking to his coaches right now. You don't.
He's got a lot of coaches, man. About 10.
Yeah. Well,
11, and somewhere in that neighborhood. But you have to. You have to if you want to be a successful coach. And you have, again, like we talked about. You're talking about building culture. You look at the scoreboard, and you know what's great things about, when people talk about Michigan, East Carolina, and I know there's a lot of talent on Michigan and East Carolina, but if you don't believe you have a chance to win the game, Coach, you don't even need to go to Ann Arbor. In this case, for Martin County football, why take the bus trip to Bethel if you think you're going to lose the game, right? I mean, you can't have that kind of mindset if you're a competitor.
And East Carolina knows how to win.
Yep.
And that's the thing that Appalachian State, when they beat them,
they have that culture. Speaking of culture at Appalachian,
they had a culture that John Wiley told me. Hey, buddy. How you doing? John Wiley told me he was the DC up there. He said, we went on the field expecting to win.
Absolutely.
And then,
well, how many times do you think about your players over the years?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have championship rings if you thought that you couldn't beat this team. If you start looking at schedule as a coach, I can't win that one. I can't win that one. If you start doing that, you might as well forfeit the whole season because next thing you know, there's not that many wins to get to the playoffs or get to a bowl game if you're in college or the playoffs in the NFL. So you have to have that mindset that we can win every single game. Now, there's times you're going to go against Tom Brady, and there's some really hefty competition. But at the same time, Tom Brady can be beat. You know, even though he might be the GOAT, he can be beat. Beautiful, man. Look at this sunset tonight, Coach. That beautiful scoreboard as you see the lights on there. Friday night football. Is there anything better, Coach?
No. The only thing better is in the valley.
And next week, I told everybody, people listening right now, I know Sarah Hodges, she's been listening. Let's get it to the officials. I know Coach McGill. Let's name the football. He's getting mad at me for saying this on air, but I think a lot of Coach. He's been very good to me as a person, as a student, and we need to name that field. If I were the AD, Wes, if he's listening, please name the field after Coach, and I'll be there, and we'll take a lot of pictures. We'll have Coach on, but he's such a humble person. He doesn't. I'll take his battle for him. As many championships, as many games have been won on that field. And I'll tell you another thing you can talk about, Coach. Again, Friday night football, this is no lie. If you want to be part of Friday night football, you go to Williamston. It's just like you see Friday Night Lights, that movie, thousands and thousands of people. And it's not even a playoff game. The playoff games are standing room only.
Yeah. And we had 3,000 to 4,000.
Yeah.
On the hill. In the stand.
I mean, there's only 50 now. It's only 5,100 in the whole town, 22,000 in the county, and you had thousands of people show up for that game. Just legendary Coach right here. By the way, if you're just joining us, Coach, please give the name of your book, and we're going to talk about that while we have
the best of times with the best of friends and the best of places. And Washington North. It's my remembrance since 2017. Yeah. And it's my remembrance. It's my remembrance of growing up. And
that's your whole town for people that don't know Washington, right?
You know, actually, I spent more time in Williamston.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
31 years than I spent in Washington.
Yeah, and how about talk about your time at East Carolina too for people joining in. We are, of course, the Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates. And by the way, Coach, I want to get your thoughts while we have a couple minutes here. We have Media Day tomorrow for East Carolina. I'll be there. I just want to get your thoughts on being someone who's played. You know, you've coached at East Carolina. What do you think about Coach Houston? And I really like Mason Garcia and Alex Flynn are two great quarterbacks. I know they're unproven. We got a lot of unproven guys, but I'm telling you guys that there's a lot of talent on that team. I've never seen Coach Houston, this is fifth year, Coach, be this confident early on in the season.
Mike's a great guy. I knew him early on.
The Western Park State, right?
As a high school coach. And he called me with Trip Weaver.
Yeah.
Was freshman. And he called me from where he was at Lenore Ryan.
Yeah.
And he said, Harold, give the kid a chance. And so we hired him as an intern.
Right. I remember that.
And now he's on my
secondary. He's a secondary coach there for them. And you look at it, and one of the things, Coach, I know that's what people call a buy game. Pirates are getting like $1.8 million to play the game in Michigan. But if let's say it's a tough day for the Pirates that day, you've got a lot of great games ahead of you after that. I'm not writing that game off. I'm just saying I hope Pirate fans won't jump to conclusions because I really believe this is the third straight bowl for the Pirates. I'll say that.
Yeah. And it could be that staff, Shank, Donnie K,
they got a million years.
Know how to win.
Yeah. And you know what's great about them, Coach, is you were the same way. You look at the talent you have. You don't put in a system that those players can't run. When you see what the talent you have, you will make adjustments to your system to fit those players and mold. That's how you mold those players. That's why some coaches are not successful because they're so stubborn and they won't make changes. Not only changes during the game, but just changes as far as I look at my personnel and I see this guy is really good at this. I'm not going to try to get him something he's not good at.
Yeah. Donnie's good at that. And
you have Coach. There are a lot of great coaches you had there at East Carolina. Coach Hud comes to mind.
Hudson. Rock Rogelman.
He is one of my favorites. God rest his soul. I tell you what, Coach. What in the world? He had more energy than I've ever seen in my life in a coach. Am I wrong on that?
You're right, David. He was the most fired up person that I've ever seen.
He's just like, let's go. I don't want to scream at that really loud, but it was like that. And that was when we had the coaches clinic that you invited me to in 2005. And I came over there and learned so much. Coach Rick Smith, we talked about him.
Rick was the best.
I tell you what, the two of y'all, I love just to listen to two of y'all talk, because the number of football years of knowledge and the number of football years of knowledge with the two of y'all together, it's unfair. When you think about Coach Shank, who just retired, 40-some years, same thing with Donnie K. Mike Houston's not a rookie, but you look at a lot of those guys, and I tell you another thing, Coach, is I've been really impressed. If you want to look at you talk about culture, and you know how it was, unfortunately, when you started out there at East Carolina with John Thompson, it was a couple of years that were really rough. Then you have Skip come in and Ruff come in, and they build back that Pirate football, that Pirate pride. And then you look at a coach, and then when Ruff was let go and you have Scotty Montgomery, it was really hard. And Coach come in, I mean, he has done amazing, all the way down to the carpet, Coach, and the graphics on the wall. They had when you were there, I didn't realize it, but they had that in the locker room or right near their institutional gray. When you're walking down the hall, now they've got these beautiful graphics. It doesn't even look like the same that first floor.
I haven't been over there but one time, and I'm a season ticket holder. And I go to Letterman's parking lot, and my wife and I go up and sit. Now, I called Mike, and Brandon Jones was coaching at Houston last year.
Okay.
And I called Mike and asked for a sideline pass.
Okay.
So I could see Brandon. And he came over. Mike Houston came over and walked on the field and said, "Did you get to see B. Jones?" I said, "Yes, thank you."
Awesome. Let's go now to I think he's at Salisbury High School, and that's Bubba Rosenbaugh. Bubba, man, we're waiting for you. Thanks so much. I know you've been busy tonight. Thanks for all the stuff you're doing behind the scenes for us. Coach is smiling really big because he appreciates you as I do. What's going on tonight, man?
Yeah, here at Salisbury High School. Unfortunately, Dave, my alma mater, North Davidson, it's ugly. The Salisbury Hornets, so much success in recent years. They probably lost 6 or 7 games in the last 4 or 5 years. Several deep playoff runs, a state title, or at least a state title appearance, if I'm not mistaken. But here with 2:55 left in the first half, it's Salisbury 28, North Davidson nothing. In the first 2 minutes of the game, it was already 14-0. Salisbury received the kickoff, had the ball at their own 44, hit a big 30 or 35-yard pass for a touchdown. North Davidson threw an interception, and then Salisbury proceeded to go right down the field again to make it 14-0. It remained 14-0 until early in the second quarter, and then Salisbury put a couple of nice drives together, and right now looks like there's a flag on the play. Otherwise, it may be 34-0.
My goodness. We got a tight one here, Bubba. 16 North Pitt, C.J. Wilson's team over Mike Sartain in his first year. It's 16-15. A great game, Coach. 3.5 minutes left of halftime. And, Bubba, I know that with we were talking to Coach, you know how big Tarboro has been this year. That's been the team that, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. I'll say hello to Kyle from LaGrange Barber. I love Ric Flair. And it's true right there. The man is Tarboro. How do you beat the man is the question. Because if you can beat them, then you got a good chance to go deeper in the playoffs. Here's another wrinkle too, Coach. We didn't have a chance to talk about this. Bubba knows. Bubba, I want to bring you on this. So get this. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association, because we're in a 1A conference, when they do the when they do the realignment again, we're going to 2A. So here's what's going to happen, Coach. I want to get your thoughts on this. And I was going to ask you pregame, and I forgot. I'm sorry. So for what we're going to do all regular season, we're going to be in 1A, and then the playoffs we're going to play 2A.
Oh my gosh, that's not fair.
Well, that's what the head of the NCHSAA told Coach Gill. I know back a month or so ago, but I thought it would be where they would keep in 1A until they have realignment, because you're still playing. I mean, we're playing all these teams 1A. I just not to try to be controversial here at our first broadcast, but something I was going to talk in the pregame about. It seems like to me you would let them play until they do the realignment 1A. But
right, that's exactly right. And then you realignment, they go 2A.
Right.
And then they play a 2A schedule.
And the 2A playoffs.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was.
But that's not fair.
That's you know how I feel about Martin County and about Williamston in this particular case, the whole county.
I know how much you love it, David.
And,
I'll tell you, I have called Q Tucker.
Yep.
I've asked to be on different boards, and I don't know what. Now, I'm a Hall of Fame guy.
You've had a couple years in the association, right, Coach?
Yeah.
How many, Coach?
31.
31 years as a head coach.
Yeah. And
overall that you had is probably, since you've been doing football, 50 years, close to it?
47.
I knew it was close to 50 years. So, see, my math is not all put for 3 years.
Yeah. I know. I want to be on the Hall of Fame committee, the realignment committee.
We need you.
Yeah. Whatever.
I can't. One thing that drives me crazy, Coach, maybe you can help me with it 30 seconds before we end halftime here, or at least that left on the clock, is it seems like with realignment, I know there's only so much you can do and try to make things fair, but as a broadcaster, we continue to have to learn what team. I forget what teams are in what conference. I know the teams. I don't even remember the conferences because we keep shuffling. I know some of it's because of population. But that's something that really bothers me. But we got a few seconds left of halftime. Bubba, do you have anything else? We have a couple minutes.
Yeah, had a few more scores, or at least a couple more. East Forsyth, who's been so good in recent years, out of Kernersville, North Carolina. East Forsyth is beating Heritage there in Wake Forest, 30-0. That's one of I think 5 or 6 games being featured by High School OT tonight. So if you're looking for some excellent high school football coverage, in addition to NC Preps, High School OT is an excellent place to start. If you're on X, formerly Twitter. Follow at High School OT, and they have their link. They have their links provided there. They have video of, like I said, 5 or 6 games, including the Tarboro game, and then several games from the middle part of the state and to the east of I-95.
They do a great job. That's Max Preps and the High School OT are my two that I go to, Coach. Those are my go-tos when I'm looking for stories. I'm looking for scores. They do a fantastic job, and it's not an easy assignment. There's a lot of high school football around the state, and they really do a great job of covering that. That you're absolutely right.
Deanna King does a good job.
She's great. I remember interviewing her a few years ago.
Yeah.
She had a lot of nice things to say about you, Coach. And Chris did too. 1:45, they're putting back up on the clock before we start the second half here, our first game. You're listening to Martin County football right here on the Sports Objective, and we'll be with you all season long. Of course, Hall of Famer Harold Robinson, along with me, Dave Richmond, and Charles Smith. Sir Charles, if you have any comments, I look on here on our computer. We see. I want to give a shout out to Kyle from LaGrange Barber. I want to give him a shout out, part of our Sports Objective team. Again, media days tomorrow. We'll find out how the Pirates are going to do. A lot of great all 11 coaches are going to be there, and we've got I forgot how many, a whole bunch of players. We'll see how the quarterback play coach, Mason Garcia, or Alex Flynn. Both you got 3 quarterbacks.
Mason is a good one.
I think he's going to.
Yeah.
He may struggle early, but don't get off the Mason Garcia bandwagon, because I'm telling you guys, He is a 4-star athlete, Coach. And think about it. Under Holton Naylor, as great as Holton was, he's held the clipboard for a few years. But the good news is he's got his academics in great shape. He's learning to play. He's learned the playbook. And now it's going to come down to something you know a lot about, Coach, is that decision-making, that making your reads. That's the question mark.
That's the big thing, is college football is so fast, David. It's hard to recruit a kid that think it's fast as the game.
It really is. And when we talk about slowing down the game, that's what we're talking about, is once you get that experience. But when you, my son Alex, having a chance to play against some basketball tournament, and you have those AAU teams versus an all-star team in Martin County, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Thank you to Sir Charles Smith.
Hey, Dave, very quickly, but Dave,
Chris Leak and Mario Williams in the front game.
Wow.
Chris could think about, he could throw it the length of the field.
That's Chris Leak, one of the best, and of course winning the national championship.
Yeah.
Or Urban Meyer, Florida. Of course, Tim Tebow after that. All right, Bubba, we're getting ready to kick off, and right after we could do the kickoff, we're going to send it back to Bubba. Hang on, Bubba. We're getting ready to. We're a little bit ahead of you, I think. Left to right, right to left, rather. A long kick. Going back is Martin County football, the receiver, and he is running to his right. His left, then his right. And we'll get the yardage for you in just a second. Bubba, go ahead. Take it away.
Opening kickoff of the second half.
No, appreciate you letting me join you here at halftime, and you guys enjoy the second half. Hopefully Martin County will be able to pull it out, and I'll join you on the post-game show here in about an hour and a half or so.
All right. Coach Kyle Barber has a question for you right now as Martin County is getting ready to line up. He said, ask Coach where Pernell Griffin ranks on his all-time best defensive players.
He's probably the best college coach, the college player that I've coached. But he was so Lamont Moore that played with you.
Yeah.
He could hit you, and Tony Mobley.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't heard those names in a while, but definitely doing that. 11:45.
Results in a small loss on the play.
There was as you heard there, the PA announcer. Second 11 coming up as they're the quarterback and center exchange.
Yeah.
So the ball dropped out. Happens. First game, Coach, as we talked about all the storyline for tonight, we knew would be opening game jitters and how you can calm your nerves down. If you're just joining us, 16-15, North Pitt leads Martin County football. I'm having to stay up all night to say Martin County football. It's hard. It's a new era, football. Coach. But we're excited to be able to cover every game. And as long as we're going to be going through here this season, we know we're going to most likely make the playoffs. It's a question of how long, how deep a run. I really think Mike Sartine has a great team and great coaches here. Snap is back. And it's a running play. He keeps the ball. Oh, man, he's got some yards, Coach. He's running and he's tackled. And that's right at, looks like midfield. No, 45. Like the 46 yard, yeah.
45.
Just shy of midfield. And it'll be first down and 10. Nice run there, as we talked about in this game. Coach, you want to have a lot of great runs, eliminate the penalties, the special teams, as Williamston got a break on that early.
Yep.
To score a second, make it a tight game.
Williamston got speed. I tell you, I saw them last year when 11-2.
Yep. You're there for homecoming.
This year.
I remember we had a Harold Robinson night, thanks to the former AD, the retired AD, Phil Willard, for doing that. Phil's a class act. Miss Phil. Wes is doing a great job this year.
Yeah.
But miss Phil a lot. He's at Hobgood this year. All right. First down and 10, and quarterback keeper. And he slips on the ground, Coach. As we talked about, there's been a lot of slippage. Maybe it's just
quarterback keeps the ball on the option.
Maybe it's just
second and 9.
Normal conditions. But for those just joining us a few weeks ago, Coach and I were talking about way before the game and even pregame, the coaching staff, and I know the baseball coach here does a nice job keeping the field. because this field looks great tonight to be opening night. Kudos to him and Mike Hogg, all the great Goddard, rather, the AD doing a great job here for North Pitt. All right, snap back. And he runs off to his left, and he throws it out of bounds. He really didn't have anything there. He throws it away.
Down brings up 3rd and 9.
You got a long third down, Coach. 3rd down and 9. What do you?
I tell you, the slippage could result in the shoes.
Okay.
They're rubber sole shoes, and they're dew on the grass. And
for this time of year, you're right. You're right on the money. It'll be different, and when we get deeper into the season, right? But this time of the year, you're right. I hadn't thought about that. All right, Martin County football coming up to the line of scrimmage, as we have a wide receiver to your right, and we have looks like twins to your left. Pass is complete on that away side of the field, the Martin County football side.
Complete. Be short of the 1st down. Going to bring up 4th and.
Oh, you're going for it here, Coach.
4th and short 3.
It's 4th and 2.5 or something, definitely less than 3. You got to go for it right here if you're Martin County and you got the ball at the 46-yard line of North Pitt. You got to go for it right here. And, of course, 9:24 left in the third quarter, 16-15 North Pitt. Yes, you heard me right. A tight ball game. Coach, that's what we're looking for. We love these games, and it's a nerve-wracker if you're a fan. But if you're a broadcaster, you definitely like this. And Martin County moving left to right, threatening to score here. We'll see if they can do that. 9:05 in the third quarter. North Pitt 16-15. Is that flag? Is that delay a game?
Flag. Delay.
It's a delay a game. The quarterback is very upset.
False start.
Oh, false start.
Back them up 5 yards.
Oh, I didn't see that, but okay. All right, that's a big. That goes from 4th and 2.5, if you will, to 4th and 7. You're going to kick it now, Coach?
I kick it now.
Yeah, I was so close, but now you don't want to give CJ and company on the North Pitt side a shorter field. You can pin them back here. It's a 16-15 game. You got plenty of time left in this game. It's still 8:40 left in the third quarter. All right, snap back to punt, and it's blocked.
Blocked.
A block punt. Wow. You know, that snap was very high, Coach.
Out of bounds in the 40-yard
Defense in the
line.
kicking game.
1st and 10 Panthers.
Now, this is exactly what you didn't want if you're a Martin County football fan. Boy, that defense is really going to have to tighten up, Coach.
Yeah.
You can't get behind. You're only down a point. You don't want to give a touchdown here anytime, but especially you have a chance where you could take the lead. You don't want to give them to be down 8 or 9 points.
Defense in the kicking game.
A really bad snap, unfortunately, for Martin County. And now you give a short field as they have about the 40-yard line of Martin County, does North Pitt. If you just joined us, 8:31, 16-15. The Panthers of North Pitt ahead by 1 point. And there's a pass over to number 12. He's got some daylight. Nice tackle there by number 7 for Martin County.
Pass goes for a gain of 8.
8-yard pass.
Going to bring up 2nd and 2.
Second is short here, Coach. You got
Correct.
2nd and
2nd
2.
and 1.
Anthony Killebrew there with a nice tackle there for Martin County football. You got an injured player. Official does the right thing, obviously, and he calls his time.
No later than Monday morning of every week, North Pitt will release the week's.
And we told you, Coach, we're having trouble with these. I know for North Pitt, their rosters are not right. They've got the numbers, so they gave it to us, but we apologize for. We're trying to do the best we can with what we have. But it is like, even for broadcasters, it's early in the season for us. 8:12 left to go in the third quarter. Official timeout. It looks like he is coming off the field. It looks like he did his ankle, maybe a cramp. It looks like a cramp, Coach. All right, snap for North Pitt. He's got a lot of room on that right side. He moves over to the edge and tackled there. Looks like that's going to be a first down. As the chain gang that Charles Smith knows a lot about there at Riverside. He knows a lot about the chain gang for many years. A guy you know very well, Mitchell Griffin. Listening in tonight. He does. He's part of the chain game.
Yeah, Moose's fella.
Yeah, he.
And Hank Kirk Tice.
Yeah, they have all the guys on the chain game.
North Pitt Athletics is uniquely yours. They're your
7:59 left in the third quarter. North Pitt 16, and you have 15 for Martin County. The block field goal. If you're just joining us, block punt, and you have a chance now if you're North Pitt to score as they're moving down in deep into the territory of Martin County. And a pass complete to number 5. He's got some room. He keeps on going. He moves a nifty move, shifting. And he is all the way down. Wow, he is down to about
5.
Inside the 5, maybe the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
What a cutback move here, Coach. 20-yard gain.
Going to be first and goal for the Panthers on the 5-yard line.
5-yard line.
That's what North Pitt needs to do. Is throw the screen and
get it out there on the edge.
Yeah. Because that pass pro is not that good.
The pass protection of Martin County, we got to work on that this year, folks. And they are running in, and it is, let's see the signal. Did he get in?
Yeah.
He got in. I thought he did. All right, now they're delaying the game every time on a touchdown, but they get the signal now as North Pitt goes up 22-15. So it's a touchdown lead right now of 7 points. 7:13 left in the third quarter. 22 North Pitt and Martin County 15. They're going in for the 2-point conversion. The official blows the play into action. And we're waiting for Famous Wilson. And they're trying to push him in. And did he get in? Yes.
And the 2-point attempt
24 North Pitt, 15 for Martin County. 7:13 left in the third quarter. But, Coach, if you're okay, so they scored. Now it's time for Martin County to answer. Mike Sartain, keep your head in the game. You don't have anything to worry about. You got plenty of time. It's 9 points. I mean, that's nothing in football. It's a lot if you're a coach, but when you think about it, it's a 2-score game right now.
Yeah, and I'd run the option.
They've been.
I was coach for Martin County. I put that speed on the corner,
Harold
on the edge,
and
you
got a lot of the guys. You talked about there a lot of speed.
Yeah, he got speed.
North Pitt is going to kick off right to left, and Anthony Killebrew and Jaquavion Shepard, coach, number 2 for Martin County. I want to say is it the Knights, the Tigers? But this year, if you're just joining us, it's Martin County football. There's no mascot until further notice. TFN. Yeah. So Martin County football is what we're going by. 7:13 left to go. 24-15 is your score for North Pitt. North Pitt's getting ready to kick off. And the kick, it's a short line drive in the middle of that receiving crew, if you will. Team for Williamston for Martin County. There we go. Martin County football.
15-yard line, taken up to about the 30. Will be first.
About a 15-yard gain there, and about the 30-yard line. First down and 10 for Martin County coming up. And you were talking about Jaquavion Shepard, number 2. If you're Killebrew, the quarterback, Anthony Killebrew, number 7, he's fast as lightning. And of course, Jaquavion Shepard scored that touchdown early in the game. In the first quarter, man, I tell you what, if you can get, like you said, that option play has been working. North Pitt doesn't have an answer for it.
No, they don't. And that
because both guys are good, and
Martin County's got too much speed.
All right, so here we go as Martin County moving left to right tonight, and here in this possession in the third quarter, they'll be moving left to right, and we're waiting for the snap. Snap back. It's a low snap. Oh my goodness, that was almost picked off. A really bad snap. He should probably just ate that football. That was a pick 6 waiting to happen, Coach.
That was it. He needed to eat that ball.
7:01 left to go. Charles Smith had a heart attack over here, Coach. You know how big a fan he. The great thing when we have guys like Charles Smith, he's been here for 5 years. And it's great to have new guys, new people coming into town, and they're diehard fans. I love that. And he's helping us out tonight. He's from, don't forgive him, he's from Virginia, but we still love him.
He's a big help.
Yes, he is. You got your mic there, Charles, if you want to join in while we have time. And Charles, have you played Madden yet? That's the question. He pre-ordered it, Coach. He pre-ordered the video game.
I tell you, I did pre-order it. I even picked it up, but I felt this was way more important than starting a brand new Madden. So instead of playing that, I came here tonight just so I could be with everybody here. Appreciate y'all having me.
The sacrifices people make, Coach, for the broadcast.
Thank you for all you do for North Pitt Athletics.
7:01 left to go, Coach. 24-15. We're going to see what we can do here. If Mike Sartain, he's on the opposite side. We're on the press box side, the home side. He is, of course, I want to give a shout out, by the way, to Mark Holliday, Porky's Backyard Barbecue, a sponsor. I tell you what, I'm going to put you on the spot. Can we do a book signing there?
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you.
The good food and great friends.
First time out of the house.
Anytime you want, you let me know the schedule. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
I'm on your time. So
I got nothing scheduled next week.
For all the
right.
staff and leadership.
We're gonna work that out.
Yeah. Visit their 2 locations on Green Street and Mumford Road.
Maybe Saturday morning or something. We'll do it. We'll figure it out. But we'll let everybody know definitely on the next game. But this week on Sunday, while we have a chance of breaking the action, E.J. Hayes Alumni Association building, 2 to 4. The Martin County Historical Society that I love. I need to join myself because I love history, Coach.
Yeah.
They have invited Coach Robinson and your great book. Tell me the name again. I will learn it. I'll memorize it.
The best of times.
With
the best of friends in the best of places.
What can you can't ask for anything better. All right. Speaking of which, we'll see if Martin County can score here. They first play of the series. And that pass was just a little bit short, Coach. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Pressure on the quarterback.
You would think the receiver would come back to that ball, Coach.
Yeah.
He just stood there. I'm not going to say the name of the player, but you got to come back to that ball.
You're always coming back to the ball.
Help your quarterback out, right?
Yeah.
All right, 6:56 left on the clock. 24 North Pitt, 15 for Martin County football. If you're just joining us, there was a blocked punt. And North Pitt was able to score and the 2-point conversion. So it all of a sudden becomes, instead of a 16-15 game, 24-15 game. Coach was talking about with a kicking game and defense, with that special teams and defense, you got to have it. All right, snap back and looking. There's the pass. And again, short, Coach. You got to come back to that ball. That was a little bit more on the quarterback.
He's on the rush.
Yeah. They faked me out of there. I thought
backwards pass turns into a fumble, picked up by Martin.
That was
returned back to the original line.
Yeah, lateral.
Brings up 4th down.
So we got 4th down and 10. You definitely going to punt the ball here.
Yeah.
Deep in your own territory. That would be nightmarish. 6:20 left in the third quarter. 24 North Pitt. 24-15 over Martin County. If you're just joining us, thank you so much. A lot of people listening tonight. Thank you for that. As we're over 2 hours, and we're going to be with you all season long. And in fact, if you're watching or listening, if you will, on Facebook and YouTube, you can see scores that Bubba's been working on, including our scores on there too. All right, the punt. Last time it was blocked. This time it's not. And it's going to bounce, and it's got a North Pitt bounce, Coach.
North Pitt. They're going to get it on the 48-yard line.
Right on the 50-yard line.
Yes, right there, just barely into Martin County territory. And, Coach, another thing you're talking about special teams, this is not what you want to do. You're down by 9, and you give them another short field. We'll see how the defense has got to stand up here. We'll see that maybe the coach and the fan coming out of me, maybe not the broadcaster, but I love my school. 5:42 left to go in the third quarter. 24 North Pitt, 15 for Martin County. And we appreciate you listening. Thanks to Bubba Rosenbaum back in the studios. Charles Smith, brother, I appreciate you very much for getting us on. He keeps us straight. And Charles is one of those guys that quiet leadership for sure. All right, Martin County is on defense. As North Pitt's going right to left, waiting for the snap from Famous Wilson. Handoff to 21, and there's a great play. You got to love that, Coach, for Martin County. That player read that hall.
Ronald Pugh is coordinating the defense.
Also 5, going to call it second.
You know that guy, don't you? He kind of played for you, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He played for me in the Flying Bowl. He was the first Flying Bowl participant. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
nice guy, by the way.
Gosh.
I saw him at practice a week ago, and he spoke to me, and I'm a nobody. I just go to practice. But great guy. He's a charismatic guy and a guy that you want on your sidelines. And I'm glad he's not playing against me. I can tell you that right now. How about you?
Yeah.
One heck of a competitor.
He was a nose tackle at East Carolina.
All right, North Pitt shuffling in some players here. We're getting lined up as they go right to left as they're looking to put another score on Martin County. And we have a delay of game on. They tried to get too many players in. It looks like delay of game against North Pitt. That's going to mark the football back 5 yards.
Penalty on the Panthers.
I was wondering about that, Coach.
Yards. 3rd and 19.
CJ was talking to his offensive coordinator. Get it in.
Get those players in a lot faster because you think that you have more time than you do, don't you, Coach?
Yeah.
All right, North Pitt here, 20 formation, 2 backs there. And what are we doing here?
Another flag on the play.
We got another flag. We didn't have any snap the ball. Back to back. 4:11 left on the clock, folks. It's crazy. Is it too many players on Williamston, Martin County? So you have the delay of game, and then you have 12 men on the field, Coach.
Martin County playing with too many men on the field.
You had 12 men. You see the guy run off. It's too late to run off now. So basically that 5 yards that you lost, you got it right back and no time off the clock, Coach. 4:05 left in the third quarter. North Pitt 24-15 for Martin County. 20 formation. The 2 backs with Famous Wilson, CJ Wilson of East Carolina and Green Bay Packer fame. Oh my goodness. I tell you one thing. One of the things, if North Pitt were to lose this game, I don't think they will. But if they do lose the game, there's drop passes tonight and penalties were the 2 things I would come to mind, Coach. We'll see here if they score.
He was running
6.
right down the field.
That was 6 right there, Coach.
That was a beautiful pass. He went right.
Man, that was a beautiful pass. It just went literally right through his fingertips.
That was a really good pass. And the quarterback for North Pitt is C.J. Wilson's nephew that we talked about, Famous Wilson. He's got to be famous, Coach, with the name Famous. Don't you think?
Amen.
His dad is Amos, and he's famous. So here we go. They're going to punt the ball. Fourth. Look at that. Okay, it's not even going to – we don't have a chance to return it as it goes out of bounds.
At the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
35-yard line will be first.
Check that 35-yard line. 3:44 left to go as you have Martin County moving left to right. Here's your chance, Coach. It's 24-14. 24-15. 3:44 to go. If you could score, have a nice little drive here to be deep in the third or maybe into the third quarter. You got your ball game, and as Bubba and I talk about all the time, you got a fourth quarter game. And that's what if you're Williamston right here, Martin County. I'm trying, folks. I'm going to get used to it. Martin County football is with us all season long, and if you're Martin County right now and you have 3:44 on the clock, just have a really nice drive and score. You don't have to do anything fancy, right, Coach?
Right.
Not a big pass or anything like that. All right, Martin County back to online, a snap. And there it is. They're calling incomplete.
Quarterback's brought down in the backfield for a big loss.
Wow.
Looks like one guy out there on Martin County side looks like he's struggling there with his leg. I think he might have had a cramp or pulled something there on the side.
You're right.
I think
That sack's going to bring up 2nd and 16 for Martin County.
Yeah, he's hobbling off right now.
Yeah, that appreciate you there, Charles, as he is helping us out in many things.
I was surprised he was down.
I agree, Coach. All right. We have 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that's a huge loss as it makes it 2nd down and 16, North Pitt 24, and Martin County 15. And this is the drive you need, Coach, to have an answer.
Yep.
I really believe, I think North Pitt can score a few more times, so you got to, like, somewhat of an equalizer. It won't be equalizer, maybe a point shy, but something, an answer to this North Pitt team. And what a move as he moved around the right side. Talk about that speed. Look at him go, Coach. He is gone.
He could go all the way, yes.
He is gone.
That's Jaquavian Shepard. You talked about him.
Touchdown.
Give that ball to Jaquavian Shepard, number 2. How about that, Coach? You want to talk about an answer, an equalizer? That's pretty dang close. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third quarter. North Pitt 24 with that touchdown for Martin County football 21. It's a 3-point game. You got to go for a 2-point conversion here, and that would make it obviously a 1-point game. Either way, you got a really tight game. And let's see what they do here, Coach, as they're lining up for the 2-point. The 2-point conversion here. Give it to Shepard, man. Get out of the way. All right, here we are. He's a night. Almost picked off. Oh, my goodness.
Intercepted.
North Pitt 24.
Wow.
Martin County
24-21. But, hey, Coach, that's exactly, if you're Mike Sartain, that's exactly what a great play call there.
That's what you needed.
It's like a shot in the arm, right?
Your team back in the game.
Now you got a ball game again. You still got plenty of time. You got plenty of time in the third quarter with 2:16. And if you're Martin County football, you need it. This is a huge part of the game, Coach. You got it back in within reach. And now here's a chance for you to make a big defensive stand. Send a message. You have a lot of great athletes on defense because they're the guys on the offense. So they can really tighten up, focus hard here. I know there's a lot of people listening right now in Martin County and beyond. And Coach, what would you tell, if you had this team right now on the sidelines, what would you tell them? Just hang in there. You don't have to give a big speech.
Yeah, I would tell them we're back in the game now.
Yeah,
you are.
This comes down to want to, doesn't it? Want to. This is part of the game. Is want to. You got a tight ball game,
Right.
because North Pitt has athletes, but so does Martin County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Martin County's got speed.
I tell you what, I haven't seen speed like this from. If you're a Martin County fan, you should be very, very happy. The speed on this team is electrifying. It's really exciting, and especially if you're an announcer. And Charles Smith, I know you want to say something as we're kicking off the ball.
Yeah, that speed, like you said, that's just amazing. Because, I mean, he just literally left everybody in the dust.
Kickoff is kicked off about the 20-yard line, picked up by number 5. He's moving to the 30, the 40. He can't go all the way. But wait a minute. There's a touchdown by number 5.
There is a flag down.
There's a flag at the 4-yard line.
Holding.
Yep. I got a call right, Coach.
Yep, I think it's coming back. You're right.
Man, that is a huge break. But you know what, Coach? That tells you why they scored a touchdown. It was holding. That's a good call by the officials.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times my friends get on me for being tough on the officials, but they were right there, and I have to tip my hat to them.
Yeah.
They called it right there about the 39-yard line of North Pitt. And a huge break. Man, that is a huge break for Martin County, Charles Smith. That is a huge coach. That is, man, that was getting ready to be a dagger in the heart as you just score a touchdown.
Yeah, that would have been right there on that one.
The flag was thrown on the 39, which is going to put the ball 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the 29-yard line.
That is a huge difference. My goodness, a touchdown. You take that off the board. You got it at the now.
Yep.
29 of North Pitt. 1st and 10. That's a big difference instead of a special teams meltdown and mistake. Now, coach, you got 2 minutes left, basically, of the third quarter, 2:02. And you have a 24 North Pitt 21 lead over Martin County football. And I tell you one thing, you were talking earlier, we were talking about mistakes. You were talking about, and I told you about the drop passes for me, those two things. If North Pitt loses the game on Monday, they'll be talking about this in film study, right? Or Sunday, whenever they do it, Sunday night or Monday. All right, North Pitt is back at the 29-yard line, and the run is up the middle, and he has a couple, maybe the line of scrimmage. We'll see how much they give him there. It was so many guys for both teams, it's hard to see, Coach. There was a lot of white and the orange.
Progress is going to give North Pitt a 2-yard gain.
2 yards, okay. It was anywhere between 0 and 2, so they gave him the forward progress. Another injury for North Pitt. I would think that does the heat have anything to do with it, Coach? It's not really that hot right now, but maybe.
No,
Or is it being that you're early in the season, not in shape, like you were talking about?
It's early in the season, and then not in shape. And
Coach Goddard, pick up a membership form from the
Yeah, he's helping. Yeah, they're helping carry him off.
Oh my goodness! And that's, hey Coach, that's your player, 44. You told me to watch out about that big back for North Pitt. You told me even before our pregame show, you talked. I know you got a chance to talk to Coach C.J. Wilson, who you know very well, a friend of yours. And the trainer and the medical responder had to go out and get him, and that's a big loss for if that's permanent or for tonight. That's a big loss for North Pitt because he's one of the backs that C.J. relies on. Run the offense, more of a fullback, right, Coach?
Yeah, fullback.
All right, 20 formation here as the Panthers moving right to left. 1:32 left on the clock. The pass is that little screen pass. Martin County read that, Coach. Perfect. Good job by Ronald Pugh, the defensive coordinator. As you just talked about him, Coach. You see how many white shirts? There was like 4 white shirts.
Yeah,
right in the backfield. And that was one of the things you talked about for North Pitt. They needed to do the screen passes to get the ball out. They've got great receivers. They've got good speed and to make some yards out of it. Instead, you're looking at 3rd down and 11 coming up here in a minute to go.
They get it out outside of this guy on the outside.
Yeah, that number 12 is a really good. Oh, and that was overthrown by number 2. Famous Wilson. That was he ran the right route, what they were trying to do, but it was way overthrown. I don't think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar could have called that.
No, they're going to have to punt it.
Yeah, 4th and 11 deep into your territory. That would be dangerous. Good for Martin County football, but not for but you're still going to get good field position, you feel like, Coach, for Martin County. And we're waiting for the snap for the punter. The punt, it's up in the air, and that's a short punt. It's going to take a North Pitt bounce, though.
Nobody was receiving.
I couldn't believe that.
Punt takes a North Pitt
flags
bounce.
Are down, and there's another flag.
Flags on the board.
What in the world? Wow, there's about 4. I think every official threw a flag, Coach. You don't see that on every play. I think everybody wants to get their say in the matter, but man, there's 1, 2, 3. I think I counted 4, at least 4 flags off the top of my head that I can see. We'll see what we got to get through all this here. Personal foul against that will be against North Pitt. All right. So personal foul against
2 personal fouls.
2 personal fouls
against North Pitt.
And we talked about, again, Coach, it's 24-21. We got a tight game.
First and 10, Martin County.
You got a first and 10 here, Coach. You're only up 3 points if you're C.J. Wilson. You look at the clock. You still got a quarter to go. Only 40 seconds left in the third quarter. And look at this, 2 personal fouls. I mean, look, all this free yards.
Gosh.
Doesn't that give you like heartburn? Something.
After walking off the 2 penalties, it'll be Martin County ball.
Oh, that has to really drive a coach crazy when players do that.
We got to have that. And here we go again. Here's a chance for you, Coach. You got the ball at the 36-yard line. You're Mike Sartain, 40 seconds. Don't do anything crazy. You still got another quarter. Just try to get a first down right here. Oh, that's going to be a legal procedure. No, timeout, North Pitt.
Timeout, North Pitt.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that that looked like a little bit of delay on the timeout, Coach. The play was already off. Maybe they did.
The winner of the 50-50 raffle between the third and fourth quarter.
But if you're CJ right now, you got to calm your team down.
Yeah.
Because of that, the silly penalties right there. Calm. You doing it. He's doing a great job, Coach. I know you know him very well. Don't you think that's what he's doing here in the timeout in the huddle?
Yeah. He's calming them down.
In the midst of planning its 2023-24 season with camp and activity already underway.
If you're trying to find the game, it's on our YouTube channel, on the Sports Objective, and on Facebook. So we'll send out, maybe we can, we'll get Bubba to send a link on my Facebook page where people can do it. Unfortunately, I'm only one man. I'm trying to a football game, so I can't do everything that I'd like to do. But he's calming them down. Excellent job by C.J. Wilson. He's, like you said, Coach, in the pregame. He's building a culture here. He's telling these kids, look, you got the lead.
Yeah.
Next play, right? Have a short memory. Don't worry about what you just did. If you stay focused and mad on yourself like that, then you might make more mistakes.
Rick would tell his DBs, yesterday is history. Today is the present.
Tomorrow's a mystery, Rick.
No, tomorrow's a mystery.
That's right.
That's why they call it the day, the present.
That's right. It's a pass. It looks like, oh, my goodness, a huge sack. Huge sack by 2 North Pitt Panthers.
About 12. Bring up second.
You know, Coach, you've been coaching for so long, and you got a quarterback. He's got talent, but at the same time, you got to get rid of that football.
Yeah.
He had a that was not really a breakdown by the offensive line. He just held on the ball too long, don't you think?
Yeah. I would run the option.
I'm telling you. All right, 2-1. That's the end of the third quarter. As smartly Mike Sartain said, let's take this ball game to we talked about making it a fourth quarter game. You got a second down and 20 as we have a timeout here. We'll keep it here. If you're just joining us, we're looking for sponsors, and you can actually be a part of Martin County football. Myself, Coach Harold Robinson, Sir Charles Smith, Bubba Rosenbaum, a 4-man crew in the studios. And what you can do is go on our cash app. Our cash tag is TSO Sports. So if you have the Cash App, the cash tag again is TSO Sports. If you have $5, $10, whatever, but we're working really hard to make this broadcast even better. And whatever you can do to help us will be fantastic, and we'll keep working. As I told you, Coach, we've only had a couple weeks to kind of put this together. We thought maybe back in the spring or when I reached out to you late winter that we'd have more time. And if I had known then that we could go ahead and do it, we would have already been working on things. So I apologize for people being our first game, but I promise you, just like this team, not Coach or Charles Smith or Bubba Rosenbaum, I will get better. We're working hard on the graphics and audio, different things each that way. And you can, if you have any comments you'd like to make, questions, comments, you can put that. Let's send it over to Charles Smith.
Hey, no, I just really want to say, man, I think both you and the coach are doing an absolutely fantastic job in calling this game, especially for being the first one. This is a really exciting game. And, you know, no matter what goes on, you are really doing a fantastic job. So I really want to say thank you to both of y'all.
Thank you. Yeah. I need to give this guy a raise. We'll give you a raise after the show. But seriously, Bubba Rosenbaum would join us. So, Bubba, do you have anything to add? I see Bubba's on the screen there. If you do, then join in. We're on a timeout, Bubba, if you want to say something. All right. If not, he'll join in. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter, folks. A big time game, and this is all you could ask for, Coach.
Yeah.
The weather hasn't been too hot. The night's beautiful. Now that scoreboard's got 12 minutes left to go, your fourth quarter game, we don't have a blowout on either side. As a broadcaster, as you know, coaches probably don't want it real tight. But for broadcasters, we're excited because you got two great coaches, two great teams. There's a lot of talent, and not too far away. Bethel and Williamston, 19 miles apart, Coach.
It's close.
Well, I know it's Martin County, so it could be 7 miles if you count South Creek. It's very close between South Creek.
Well, are they going to play games at South Creek, David?
They are. I think it's in October. They're going to do the homecoming for South Creek. They are. One game will be at South Creek.
Okay.
We give a shout out, Coach, to Matt Semenza. He said, "Let's go, Martin County. You have a new fan from all the way." He's in the great state of Connecticut, Coach, in the Commonwealth.
Wow.
So a good friend of ours listening tonight. Appreciate you, Matt. And a snap, a shotgun. That's handed off to the hero of the game so far, Coach, number 2. I'll tell you one thing.
Play stop for a short game.
Quavion Shepherd is just.
19.
Do you think he can play at the next level? I mean,
I don't know.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he's. I tell you what. In the moment right now, as you were talking about in the present time, he's playing mighty big right now, mighty strong. By the way, Matt Semenza says, much respect for Dave Richmond and Harold Robinson. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Remember Matt Semenza played for Logan, middle linebacker with Jeff Carr, Mark Libiano. Matt Semenza is one of the best linebackers. He played with your guy, Pernell Griffin, too.
Pernell.
He sure did in the 90s. Oh, low snap there. There's a jump pass. Almost intercepted. What? That looked like a Patrick Mahomes move, Coach. The quarterback for Mark.
Bring up 4th and 19.
4th down and 19. Was that Patrick Mahomes on Madden?
That's what I think it was.
Get your mic there, Charles.
Man, I'm telling you what. Didn't it look like Patrick Mahomes? Did that little sidearm slant there?
Yeah.
I love watching Patrick Mahomes. I'm a Commanders fan. I have been for years. I know somebody's got to be. But in whatever their new name change, all my teams except for my Pirates have a name change. But anyway, Patrick Mahomes is one of the most exciting quarterbacks I've ever seen. You think you got the guy, and he makes an incredible play at that last split second, Coach. You think, I've got him. And then that's why he's won a couple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, got a quick update for you here. It's 35-0 Salisbury over after the third quarter over North Davison.
We'll punt for North Pitt.
Flag.
But we got flag we see Laundry on the North Pitt side.
Recovered and taken out of bounds. However, there is a flag on the play.
What incredible game, Coach, we have here. Bubba's had a tough game with his alma mater down 35-0. That's what we talked about. We didn't want you and I, man. We've got the game of the week right here.
Yeah.
10:56 left. I'm telling you, folks, I wish you were here, but I'm glad you're listening to us tonight. Martin County football all season long on the Sports Objective. And, Coach, we've really worked hard in the offseason. We got a new board here. We got new headsets for you. We got Charles Smith. You got Bubba Rosenbaum.
Illegal procedure.
And you got the best.
We tried really hard to put a good team together to be worthy of calling the games for Martin County football because you listening, you fans are fantastic. We think a lot of you. And Martin County football, I'm going to tell you, folks, Sartain is fantastic. If we can keep him, you got Ronald Pugh. You got a lot of great coaches. I want to give a shout-out to Mark Holliday, a medical responder. I mean, you want to talk about a team. I'm going to ask Coach a question about that in a second. As we have right here the snap and a running play right up the middle.
First down play will pick up one. Second and 9.
Yeah, we have 1 yard there. Second down and 9. 10:43 left in the fourth quarter. 24-21 is your score. North Pitt on a tight game with Martin County football. If you're just joining us, it's been great. I appreciate all the support. Coach, we have a lot of people listening tonight. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
And they know that you're going to be on the call tonight, so we've been promoting it hard and appreciate you being a part of it. Snap again. Another running play. Not much, they were going back to, we talked about coaches making adjustments. It seems CJ likes that running play up the middle or right off tackle, and it hasn't been much for him here. Right now, as you Look, a 3rd down and 7 coming up. They were killing Martin County in the first quarter.
This is your last opportunity to make your way to the concession stand tonight. We'll be closing shortly.
I don't know whether CJ is making the calls or not.
The offensive coordinator.
If his OC is, and
athletes and students alike were invited to participate in FCA at North.
So we got a timeout on the field right now. Coach, I want to remind everybody again while we have a chance. 10:07 left on the clock, 24-21. It's a 3rd down and 7. I want to ask you, if you're a 3rd down and 7 here, you got a tight ball game. Are you going to play it conservative with a 3rd down and 7? You don't want to. We've seen both the guys.
You don't want to play to lose.
Right. So you play for it all.
Yeah.
Okay. You going for? So you're looking for a pass here?
No, I didn't say that. But you don't want to play to lose.
Right.
You want to.
You must be up to date on your homeroom fees for the year.
You got to have a chart.
As always,
that's in the press box.
3rd down and 7. 3rd down and 6.
You must have a valid physical on
charting down positive plays and negative plays, and you want to have a positive play here.
No question about it.
If you don't get the 1st down, you want to punt him.
You certainly, like you said, playing not to lose. If you do that, you're going to let Martin County can come back and sneak up and win this game.
Yeah.
If you're too conservative by really conservative play calling, it can come back to bite you. You've got plenty of time in this game. Even if you only get a few yards, at least you went for it.
Yeah.
And not trying to just get out of the play and punt. You want to try to make a 1st down. That's the whole point of the game, right, Coach? Just to get a 1st down, not a punt. All right, so the quarterback is there, shotgun. And the play right there is going to be
run and stop for no gain.
No gain. It's going to be 4th down and 7, Coach. Again,
4th down and 7.
I don't know if it's necessarily up the middle, but it's right close to it. Another run there. I thought that they would try to do something different.
Special teams are really important. I'll tell you.
We know East Carolina found that out about it last year. There was 2 kicks. Owen Daffer, a great kid, and like Coach used to said, I hate the fact that mentally it just got to him. I think that game, that kick he missed in NC State and in the Navy game. All right, North Pitt getting ready to punt the ball. A nice snap, nice kick, Coach. And it's Martin County. Oh my goodness, he almost fumbled the ball. He's down at the 27-yard line. Killebrew there, Coach, number 7. He bobbled that ball. I was worried that he was going to fumble it because there's some orange there coming. That could have been very troublesome for Martin County. The good news is he's a great athlete, Charles, and he made a great recovery on that play.
Right.
Yeah, he did, because that could have really turned out really bad there if he'd have fumbled that. But he didn't. He got a hold of it, and he managed to hang on. So.
And, Coach, it goes back to what we talked about with kickoffs. He actually concentrated on that ball, and his eyes is what kept him in there.
Yeah.
The eyes is what kept him from fumbling that. He bobbled it, but he didn't drop it on the ground. That would have been bad news, as there was 2 or 3 North Pitt guys right there ready to scoop that thing up, and it might have been 6 the wrong way. Well, maybe not if you're a North Pitt fan, but you're listening to Martin County football here on the Sports Objective. And there's a handoff. Number 2. He slipped there. That's behind Shepard, a guy that's gotten the ball a lot tonight.
About 3, 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13. You've got 8:48 on the clock. And they're doing, of course, the normal huddle is you've got plenty of time. You got a tight football game. You don't need to rush things, Coach. But
you don't. We used to keep a stopwatch on the sideline.
That's smart. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
That way, you don't have a delay of game, right? Or you have to call a timeout.
We would
tell them to spike it.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, it looks like some misdirection, but North Pitt right there. There were 2 North Pitt players, Coach, in the backfield.
Yeah.
Big loss for Martin County as 8 minutes are remaining, folks, here at E.R. McNair Field. I know Coach told us that's a former assistant principal.
Yeah.
Here. Long time assistant principal. Third down and 18. And, man, this is if there was ever a time for a trick play, or I don't know if there's a long pass here, but something, if Martin County can get something, or maybe if you're playing 4 downs, I don't think you would here because you got plenty of time. If you can get 10, 15 yards maybe, if you come up a little bit short, you could probably go for it, but we'll see. Snap back. The pass, and it is, overthrown. Intended for Killebrew, number 7. 7:21. It's 4th down and 18. You got to punt this baby away.
Yeah.
It's too deep in the territory. You didn't get anything, so the punt team is coming out for Martin County. Again, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Martin County Football.
Was that the quarterback, David?
It was for he threw the ball. Killebrew is a quarterback. The score from, we're going to find out the North Edgecombe, Southwest Edgecombe game. Our good friend Johnny Gardner. A lot of great gardeners out there from the Martin County area. Johnny is one of them. And we have a flag on the play. The punt is up. It's going to take a North Pitt bounce left to right. It comes back right.
Doesn't quite make it to midfield, be down to the 45. There is a flag on the play.
What is the flag? Do you see that?
Offensive lineman lined up in the backfield.
Oh, my goodness. We talked about mistakes, and you never know. But when you have this tight ball game, coach, like you have.
Flag's going to be for early movement for Martin County. It's going to be 1st and 10 Panthers.
All right. And as we talked about, you already have a good field position for North Pitt. You don't need to help them any. You knew that when you. All right, 1st down and 10, 7:12 to go. Thanks for joining us tonight. You're listening to Martin County Football on the Sports Objective, 24-21. North Pitt over Martin County. It's a tight game, Coach. This one, I have a feeling it's going to come down. It might come down to the last play. I hate to be a cliche, Coach, but it's got that feel. All right, low snap for North Pitt. They quick handoff and run right up the middle. Nice play. That's the play that they've been killing Martin County on, especially early in the game, Coach. 8 yards, maybe 9.
Martin County that time was stunting linebackers.
Okay.
And they ran right past the back.
Man, that was 8. And we got a Martin County player down, folks.
This year, the North Carolina High School Athletics
so the official timeout. It looks like they're working with the legs, Charles. Maybe a cramp. I think he's okay. But this early in the season, Coach, you seem to see a lot of that cramps. Kids not in shape. No offense to them, but it's early in the season. They haven't got in that real football season shape.
I used to despise to field a team that got cramps. And I went Herbie Rogers, the late Herbie Rogers, and
Miss him.
We went to see North Edgecombe, north of Illinois, and they were.
North Pitt Athletics has now moved to the use of the Sports U communication app.
They were falling out like flies.
By the way, speaking of North Edgecombe, Coach, Johnny Gardner asked us to score North Edgecombe versus Southwest Edgecombe. Is that right in the first quarter? Southwest Edgecombe is up 30-0 in the first quarter, Coach, over North Edgecombe. So, man, that's Southwest Edgecombe has been great for how many years?
Forever. Since Jimmy Tillman. Late Jimmy Tillman coached there.
Yeah, great football program, kind of like what Martin County has been known for many years. It's just one of those. Tarboro is very good. Their rival. That's a big game. They'll be coming up this season, Southwest Edgecombe and Tarboro.
Yeah.
But right now we have North Pitt and North Pitt and Martin County. And here's a run by North Pitt. The number 44, the great back you're talking about, ran around that right side, Coach. Good to see him back up. I know he was hurt a little bit ago.
By the Panthers results in a 1st down.
A 1st down. They're moving the chains. And I'm going to tell you something. It's 6:45. Let's see what happens here, Coach. This is a critical part of the game. I don't know how you feel, but you can't let them score here.
It's a critical part of the game.
You hear the cheerleaders for the Panthers in the background, cheering hard for their Panthers. And there's a handoff to North Pitt, maybe a couple yards, not much there. He made something happen out of nothing, Coach, there.
Yeah.
Made lemonade, as Charles Smith would say, my dear friend to the left.
No gain.
No gain. Okay.
Ronald Pugh has called a good game.
He's got this team in this game. We know the athletes North Pitt has, but like I told you, to be fair, our team, Martin County Football, has good athletes.
Yeah.
They're well coached. They've got people that Ronald Pugh is some of the finest. I mean, you want to talk about a football mind, a person, great guy to have around. My son can play for him out, and you guys know how much I love my son. He can play for him because he's a great guy. All right. And there's a running play there for North Pitt. He spins around and gets extra yards. What a move there, Coach, by number 23 for North Pitt.
16-yard
That was a heck of a
16-yard. That spin. It looked.
3rd and 1.
Wow. 2nd and 9. He ends up getting 8 yards, Coach. Because of that spin move, it went. He had a few yards, and he made it 8 on that spin move. 3rd down and 1. And this is a critical, as I told you guys, 5:15 left on the clock. And here's the snap coming for North Pitt. Quick handoff to number 44. And Martin County reads it, but he's going all the way in, Coach. And they haven't reached a touchdown. Panthers. So that makes it 30-21. You got a 9-point lead. And then if you get this 2-point conversion, I think it's going to be tough for Martin County to come back. That was a big play.
Don't rule Martin County out.
All right. I believe in our team. And we have 5 minutes is an eternity in a football game. There's a lot of people that will tell you that.
Yeah.
All right. They're going for the 2-point. They're 20 personnel here. Famous Wilson with a snappy quick handoff, and he's in. 5:03, 32. North Pitt, 21. Martin County. Remember last year, Riverside came here when it was still called Riverside. The Knights came here and beat North Pitt. And I want to ask you this question. I've been dying to ask you since this afternoon. Why is it that a team would play this case where now Martin County football comes 2 years in a row to the same school instead of normally it would be home and home where I play you this year in Bethel and the next year I get you in Williamston. But this year, like last year, we're playing at North Pitt 2 years in a row.
Well, it was a home and away game. And I was on that sideline.
Okay.
When Darnell Cooper, after you graduated, made a heck of a play. I mean,
and I was going to ask you that in pregame, and I didn't. That
we never lost them.
I was going to ask you that. I knew that you had won a lot. I was going to ask you that question. I know when you came over here because there was a time when North Pitt was 2A and Williamston was 1A. In the 90s, off the top of my head, and we were beating them. We were beating a 2A school. But I know
there was a time that we were 3A.
Right. In the 80s.
Yeah. In the 70s.
I know in the 80s we went down to 2A.
Oh, have mercy.
And we're back in the action now.
Kickoff returned to the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Martin County.
So they get good field position to the 44-yard line, Coach. 32-21. You got 4:56. You got to feel like you got to get a quick score now, or if you get a long drive, you got to have a quick score. It's too early if you get a touchdown here to do an onside kick, right? Or do you want to catch them off guard?
No. You get a quick score.
Okay.
And stop them. And
you pin them back on.
No. What you do, David, is you get a quick touchdown and go for 2.
All right.
And it's 8. and then kick it out deep to the opposing team, North Pitt.
Okay.
And then
there's a pass there by Martin County. He's still going. He's running down the sidelines. Nice play, Coach. That's how you get it done. That's how you get it done.
That's speed.
Like I told you when I was a teenager, you said that's quality Bass night. They brought him as quarterback coach, number 11, and he made a heck of a pass. And then not only the pass, but that speed that got down the sideline.
Yeah.
Man, you told me when I was a teenager, David, you can't teach speed.
You can't.
You were the first person to taught me that. I've heard it so many times over the years. You can't teach speed. Coach Robinson was the first person to teach me that many years ago. All right, Martin County football marching down the field. We'll see what they can do here. Oh, man, a little trickery going on, but North Pitt is all over that as a player stayed home. And not much there.
This is going up at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, line of scrimmage. And 4 minutes left to go in the game. Like Coach said, you got to get a quick score here and then stop them and then score again. And like we talked about, I really think this game could come down to the last play. And how exciting would it be to see a Hail Mary or a long touchdown pass for Martin County? And that would be fun. But right now we got to take care of business. We got to get back in this game. 3:38, second down 11, 32-21, North Pitt with the lead. Bass Knight with the handoff, and look at this, Shepherd, number 2. But boy, they are really they know that number 2 can kill you. So if you can stop number 2,
for a 1-yard loss,
number 2 is the
he's the ace, right?
Pitch the option to.
Man, he is. Get out of the way. Pitch it to him and get out of the way. Let him make it. Like he is a playmaker, Coach.
Yeah.
If that's been the story of the game for this team, and really proud of the way this team has shown up tonight, Coach. 3 minutes left to go. 32-21. Still plenty of time to make this happen. 3rd down and 12, but you got to get the first down. You got 2 down territory here. Is you've got to get the 12 yards. So however you can get the 12 yards. But you got to consider that time is a factor now at 2:44, starting to become a little bit of a factor. All right, the pass is deep, and it is. Is that caught? Is it intercepted or caught? Oh, they're giving it to North Pitt. Interception. What a play. That might be the play of the game, Coach. 2:31.
That could be the play of the game.
Great play by the Panther defense on the biggest 3rd down of the night.
He threw it off his back foot.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that ball was way like a dead flying duck, right? It was like a dead duck.
Yeah.
It was up in the air for way too time. In fact, it gave the defensive back a chance to really get into that ball, Coach. Big,
he threw it off his back
huge
foot.
turnover. 2:31 left to go. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Panthers. And give a shout out again to CJ Wilson. We like him a lot. And class act. And for people listening tonight that are North Pitt fans, we want to give tip a hat. You've got a great coach. We like him a lot. You've got a great staff here. I know some other East Carolina guys on there.
Yeah, I got 3.
So we will definitely be rooting for him now that we're not playing him anymore after tonight, or we might see him in the playoffs. But good luck to CJ Wilson and his nephew, Famous Wilson, on the all-name team there, Charles and Coach. I love that. Famous Wilson. Will he live up to his name? And Bubba says, seek and ye shall find OG. All right, and the ball here, and they're going to just keep it on the ground. This point, Coach, you're just looking for a 1st down. 2:21, and I'm sure Mike Sartine.
You're looking for a fumble.
He's looking for a fumble to try to get something going on. 2:19, 2:18. And, of course, North Pitt's going to take all their sweet time. You don't blame them. 2:12. That was a big play right there. We thought we had a chance to score deep in there. And when you have interception, when you least needed it, it's never good to have an interception. But, boy, that was a backbreaker, Coach. 1:58, clock rolling down. I wonder if they're going to take a delay of game just to get 30 seconds.
They would.
It looked like
the clock run down, and the offensive coordinator It's signaling they're playing.
Running play left side for North Pitt. And he's still running. He's got guys on his back. Wow.
Big run on first down. Takes the ball
all the way down to the 40, Coach. That might just do it for Martin County tonight. 32-21, respectable game, but that big interception.
I tell you, David, Martin County has played exceptional football.
They really have. We were wondering how. We knew about we obviously knew about the offense, but the defense has been the story. Is last year they were giving up a lot of points, and this year I'm not saying 32 is great, but in high school football, it's not too shabby, especially the first game of the year. 1 minute left in this contest. North Pitt 32, and Martin County 21. And they're just going to – they have another down. I think they've got one more time. They have to kneel on it, and it'll be in the celebration formation. And they took a delay of game, actually. They're second down and 15. But it's this game, unfortunately, for Martin County is winding down. But, Coach,
I tell you,
you're fantastic. I'm enjoying this.
Martin County got speed.
You said that the pregame. You hit the nail on the head, Coach. And we've got a bright future, a new era, new coach, bright future for this team.
32, Martin County, 21.
And as you said, it's 32-21. It's going to be the final. But you said, even if they lose tonight, they've got a great, great season ahead. And I want everybody listening right now to Martin County football or the replay and archives to know that we've got a great team, a great coach, a great coaching staff, great staff, period, for football. Mark Holiday with the speaking of which, I want everybody to, our great sponsor. Let me make sure as the teams are shaking hands, Coach, at midfield and the coaches, that go to Porky's Backyard Barbecue. Maybe we can get Coach to bring some books there. And I know Mark wants to have you there. He told me that a couple weeks ago.
I'll be there.
So, and we'll talk about that. But on Sunday, I want to remind friends before we go to, we're going to get Bubba Rosenbaum for, speaking of Porky's, our Porky's Backyard Barbecue post-game show, as we'll talk about 10 or 15 minutes and we'll get out of here. But, Coach, while we have the chance now, we're getting Bubba signed in, talk about, he's coming on any second now, but a couple minutes, let's talk about Sunday again for people just joining us 2 to 4 at the E.J. Hayes Alumni Association building. Right. Tell everybody what's going on.
I'm going to have a book signing. I've written a book, believe it or not, and it's my accumulation of my articles since 2017 to now. And it'll be a book signing.
No doubt. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get a book there and hope you'll sign a book for me. And I know you got 100 books. So let's have 100 people come and buy a book from Coach. He's done a great job. Did a great job as always tonight, Coach. And what we're going to do is we're going to Bubba Rosenbaum, I know you joined in. We want to bring you in. I know a tough night for North Davidson in the western part of the state of Salisbury, but what other commentary do you have for us tonight in post-game for the Porky's Backyard Barbecue post-game show? I don't know if he can hear me or not. We'll get with Bubba. Bubba, when you're there, we'll talk some more, Coach. When Bubba's there, let me know. Charles Smith, I want to make sure I thank you too, my friend. You've done an excellent job with our social media and keeping us on the air. I don't want to forget the people in the background, Coach.
Thank you.
I just want to get your thoughts on for next week. Let's tee up the game next week. We're going to be home. The house at Haroldville, again, named the field after one of my favorite coaches and people all the time. He's not going to say anything, but I'll say it. Harold Robinson Field. Let's have it there. And I'll talk to I got friends on the school board, and we got friends, and we've got a great, by the way, Dr. Michelle White is an excellent superintendent coach.
Oh, really? That's
we got
great.
the innovative campus. Check this out, Coach. And then I'm going to say something to you. Right now, we've got kids, something I've been wanting for a long time. We've got the early college. Get this. You're in 8th grade. You can take 3 or 4 high school classes. Then you go to 9th grade. By the time you're in 10th grade, you can already have a high school education.
Wow.
2 years, and then your 11th to 12th grade year, you have 2 years of college. So by the time you're 18 years old, you can have 2 years. Tough loss, buddy. Appreciate you. Coach Floyd from the middle school walking by there and done a great job. But Coach, think about that. Those of us that have 2 kids, they can both have an associate degree by the time they're 18 years old. And look, we should
Will
have that.
Robinson.
Oh my God,
Dr.
Will.
Went to Duke, and after 12 years, he went back to law school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
I did not. I learned something tonight. I knew about.
He's a environmental engineer major.
Okay.
And after 12 years in environmental engineering, Will decided to
career change
to go to law school. And
wow.
he said, Dad, I've always wanted to study the law. And he finished second in his class.
Wow.
And he worked for the Supreme Court, state Supreme Court.
And
now he's working for Kathy Skinner.
Oh, yeah.
And the Nature Conservancy.
A great lady. And we missed the late John Skinner, family friend. They're family friends of ours, and very good to his daughter. Their daughter, Courtney, and my sister, Amy, were very good friends all the way through high school. Good night. And Coach, but when we talk about next week in the house that Harold built, we've got in the Valley, you got a team that you know very well, Aiden Grifton, coming to town. Right. So we're going to tee this off for the next few minutes before we get out of here and get Bubba in. But I just want to get your thoughts on great performance tonight. And if you're down and you're talking to the team now, you see Sartain talking, if you're right or left, the left end zone here. You're saying we got a great game to let this game go, and we got to get ready for next week with Aiden Grifton.
You got to encourage them and pump them up. And you got a Aiden Grifton team that Paul Cornwell has been away for 2 years.
Right.
And he's going to have
Chargers.
Yeah. He's going to have the Chargers ready.
They're going to be charging in and to Williamston, to Martin County football. Our airtime next Friday night will be 6:40. We're waiting for our very own Bubba Rosenbaum. And anybody else that wants to join in tonight, you can on social media. It's been a lot of fun, Coach, with the new aspect of having new technology that we have now. This stuff is just amazing. This kind of technology you'd have to have several pieces of equipment. Now this one piece of equipment right in front of us.
Yeah.
We have our laptop. We've got a great on-site engineer with Charles Smith. He's got a mind that is amazing. Bubba Rosenbaum, we'll try to see if we can get him in. We'll talk a couple more minutes, Coach, at about 9:45 if we don't get him, and we'll get out of here. But want to thank everybody for being a part of this broadcast. It's going to get better. Again, by the way, if you want to be a part of the broadcast, be a sponsor, you can do so in individual games for $25. And what you do is on Cash App, the cash tag TSO Sports is short for the Sports Objective, TSO Sports. And you can send money that way. You can get in touch with us at TSO thesportsobj@gmail.com is our email address for Martin County football. And Charles, do you have any final thoughts as we wait for Bubba? I guess Bubba is maybe has a tear in his beer right now. I don't know. A tough night at the office for him there at Salisbury High School.
Yeah, no, I want to say I absolutely agree. The field here was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
You have to really hand it to North Pitt. They really did their job. They look more physical and they look more energetic, I think, than Martin. I hate to say that, but they really did. So my hat's off to them, really and truly. I want to say thank you to you, Dave, and to you, Coach. Y'all did a fantastic job on calling this, especially our first game. Man, really looking forward to the rest of this season and what all it has to bring for us.
No doubt. So, Coach, we got a minute or two left before we're going to get I want to try to dial things up here, and I'll get the computer here in a second from Charles. But final thoughts for you before we get you out of here. And I know that Charles has got to play Madden tonight. He's going to be up to about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning playing a video game.
He will be. But there's nothing like a Monday practice when you win.
Oh, yeah. There's no question about it. No question.
He's got a tough job convincing those kids to come out and Roanoke High School and Williamston High School.
Okay.
And he's got a tough job. And
how do you keep him motivated?
Mike Sartine has done a good job all summer.
He really has. We talked about it again before we let you go about how this is my final question for you tonight because we want to get home and get to bed. Talk about the importance of strength and conditioning because this Martin County team looked well conditioned tonight. They really did. And I know that maybe it came down to mistakes for both teams and they made that critical mistake where they were driving. But as far as strength and conditioning, they looked the part tonight.
Yeah, they did. And weight room can take an average team and make them good. And they've got the strength equipment. I know I put it there. And they've got the strength equipment to get strong and bigger.
No doubt about it, Coach. We look forward to you again, reminding fans on Sunday, one more time, 2 to 4, the E.J. Hayes Alumni Association. You got a book signing.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people that want to see you.
Yeah.
I'll be there. My family will be there. And we love to spread the word. I know you've got 100 books, so it's a good problem to have. Let's make sure Coach goes where he doesn't have to take any more books in his trunk. No books in his trunk. He says he does not want to have one book left in his trunk, and we're going to do that. And we're going to have fun tonight as Charles is getting ready to put the close. Coach, you're the best. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you,
Obviously,
David.
the scoreboard's off 32-21. The Martin County football fell a little bit short. Great game. We're going to be back next week, folks, and that airtime will be 6:40. Looking forward to it. High school football, Friday night football will be right here, and you heard all the exciting action. Martin County football on the Sports Objective. Good night, everybody.
You've been watching Martin County High School football on the Sports Objective. Tune in all season long as Dave Richmond and Coach Harold Robertson bring you all the action. Listen to the archive of tonight's game on YouTube, Facebook, and most places podcasts are found. Follow us on social media at the Sports OBJ on X, at the Sports Objective on Instagram and TikTok. Like and follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join us next Friday night for more Martin County football, and as always, go Knights.